Today, there'll be 100 lucky winners of a Greg Maddux jersey. And whether it's in high definition or low definition, it's a great giveaway. And our thanks to Mitchell and Ness for providing the giveaway today at the ballpark. And our thanks to Grant's TV and Appliances for presenting Cubs baseball at home in high definition in the greater Chicagoland area today and every day during the 2004 home campaign.
We've got a monitor up here, and you can really tell the difference. It's absolutely gorgeous in high definition, and if they pull back on the close-ups, I won't have to go to the pancake makeup, or in fact maybe just a real pancake.
Either way would be appreciated, I'm sure, by the home audience, Stoney, as would another Cub victory today and another blustery day at the ballpark. Ground balls will be very important for both Aaron Harang and Sergio Mitre this afternoon.
The Cubs get a break because Kearns is not in the lineup. Larkin's not in the lineup. In the last couple of years, the Reds have found it very difficult to field their everyday 8 for as many as 3 or 4 games in a row. When the Cubs saw the Reds in Cincinnati, they were entirely healthy, except for Larson, who's on his 2nd injury rehab already. But with Ryan Friel in the lineup, they didn't lose much. But the loss of Larkin and the loss of Kearns for any length of time hurts this team as Sammy goes out there, gets a great round of applause, and once again, it'll be a standing room only crowd. Chip, it's about 20 to 25 degrees warmer than normal this time of year. It's just a gorgeous day in Chicago.
So we should have a real fun weekend with the Cincinnati club in town. They're in first place. Cubs are looking for a 3-game win streak. If they win today, they'll have it against this Cincinnati ball club. Let's look at the Reds starting lineup as presented by their skipper and Steve's pregame guest, Dave Miley. D'Angelo Jimenez, a real pest in the opening series of the year. He will again lead off and play second base. Juan Castro in for the injured Barry Larkin at short. Then it's Ken Griffey Jr. in center field. Sean Casey, the cleanup man, hitting a cool 400. Adam Dunn is in left field. Ryan Friel over at third. Willie Mo Pena gets a start in right field with Corky Miller behind the plate. And big 6'7", 240-pound right-hander Aaron Harang goes to the mound for the Reds.
Let's take a look at the Cubs Pepsi defense. Pepsi, it's the cola. Alou, Patterson, and Sosa left to right. You're looking at Aramis Ramirez, who's had a great start with the bat and the glove. Gonzalez, Walker, and Lee round out the infield with Michael Barrett behind the plate. Sergio Mitre on the mound. There's a look at Sergio coming off by far his best major league start. He threw as well as anybody can throw against the Braves in their ballpark. He limited them to 2 runs, one of them scoring after he departed. Probably should have had the win in that one. Didn't get it. But the young man made amends for the first major league start against the Braves. He got the curveball and slider over early in that one, established that he could get a 3rd pitch over, and after that had good control and moved it in and out. And Chip, the challenge today is don't give up any long fly balls because they'll go out of the ballpark. And you got Sean Casey, who hits like a demon against the Cubs, and he's always a big factor.
And he has yet to hit a home run on the season, a trend that we hope continues until well after the Reds leave town. D'Angelo Jimenez set to go. He'll lead off for the Cincinnati club. A .432 on base percentage has Jimenez. He's walked a lot, and he's hitting a cool .310. While starting the game for the Reds, and Sergio Mitre delivers a quick strike. Our home plate umpire, as you saw, C.B. Buckner today on a sparkling day in Chicago.
None of these Reds have seen Mitre. He hasn't seen any of them, but D'Angelo Jimenez had a great year last year for the Reds.
And quickly 0-2.
I don't know what happened to him on the White Sox. He didn't play very well. He was hitting in the 250s. They moved him along to Cincinnati. And I guess the shift in leagues or something else propelled him to a .290 batting average for the Reds, and they love him at the top of the order.
Mitre backs him off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Great question from an emailer today, Richard Walker from Swannanoa, North Carolina.
My favorite town.
What effect does the wind have on pitched balls on a day like today at Wrigley Field? Is his question. Grounded to the right side. Derek Lee can't get it, nor can Walker. And Jimenez, with a 5-game hit streak, singles into right field.
Well, it is a real good question, and because, Chip, the stands don't affect anything that goes on the mound, it has no effect whatsoever. What it has an effect on is anytime the ball gets above the stands, most fly balls go above the stands. So when the wind is blowing out from the south, as it was yesterday and as it is today, that high fly ball that gets above the stands is blown out of the park. But as far as in the pitcher's face, you don't feel it at all. It doesn't swirl near as much here as it does in the San Francisco ballpark or a couple of others, even in Colorado.
Juan Castro, the hitter, playing for the injured Barry Larkin. Dave Miley telling Steve before the game that Larkin's forearm still causing him some problems. He could pinch hit today, and they're hoping to have him in the lineup sometime this weekend.
And if the Reds had tied up the ball game yesterday against the Phillies, they would have had to put Larkin in the game. So in an emergency, he can play. But that forearm and elbow still a little tender. They get probably a lot more range with Castro in the middle infield, but they lose a little with the bat.
Back to first goes Jimenez, who has attempted just one stolen base on this season. The Reds, one of the big surprises in the major leagues this year. Cincinnati, the second best earned run average in the National League after a dreadful performance by their starting staff last year. Mitre missed the corner to Castro, a ball and a strike.
On a day like today, you can't take Castro for granted. He hit 9 home runs last year. It's not a high total, but you don't have to hit the ball very hard to get it out of the ballpark. The Cubs would dearly love to turn 2. The Reds don't run all that often.
1 ball, 1 strike, top of the first inning here at Wrigley Field. Cincinnati saw their bullpen let a lead get away from them yesterday in Philadelphia. That doesn't happen often with this Reds ball club. The Phillies came back to beat Ryan Wagner and Cincinnati 6-4 yesterday. A ball and a strike from Mitre, and then smacked into center field. Patterson playing the other way, plays it on a third hop. Around second, heading to third, Jimenez, and big trouble brewing for Cincinnati here in the top of the first. First and third, nobody out, with Griffey, Casey, and Dunn coming up.
This is where having Ken Griffey in your lineup makes it real difficult for the opposing pitcher. That fastball is up and out over the plate. Mitre missed his spot, and Castro hit the ball awfully hard. Jimenez, taking a look at where Patterson is, knows that he can coast into third base without a play. So runners at the corners, nobody out. And the one man on this ball club that can hit the ball out of the park in any direction. They're not playing him near as severe a shift here in Wrigley Field as they did in Cincinnati.
That one rocketed down the right field line by Griffey. No balls and a strike. Griffey with 483 lifetime home runs is the subject of our Hotels.com on the road segment. Griffey has not hit the ball very well here in Chicago.
Got to keep the ball away from him and hope he tries to pull it into a double play.
He tried but missed too far away. 1-1 your count. It's been injury plagued year after injury plagued year for Griffey since coming over from the Seattle Mariners.
His stroke is in pretty good shape after a very tough spring. He hit the ball well against the Cubs in Cincinnati.
And they stay away, and missing outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Sergio, so far in the early going, hasn't done what he did for close to 7 innings in Atlanta, and that's get the breaking ball over the plate. Going to try to throw the fastball away and try to force him to pull it.
Dangerous pitch, 2-1. That one pops away from Barrett, and Jimenez is coming home. Michael slips and falls, can't make a play.
It's got to be a pass ball.
Castro to second, and Cincinnati leads by a run.
We'll take another look at it. I don't believe from this angle it was in the dirt. And Barrett called for the fastball away, knew it was coming, just plain missed it. That'll be a pass ball.
So a pass ball brings home Jimenez. Castro in scoring position, and a dangerous count to Griffey. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Casey's a good double play man. I'd be real careful with Griffey here. Two are on with nobody out. And we'll see how long Larry Rothschild wants to let Sergio out there without going out to see him. So far, he doesn't have real good control. He's been wild in the strike zone when he's gotten it in the strike zone. And he faces their hottest hitter with nobody out and 2 on. The big advantage with Casey is he can't run at all. It'd be a 2 if he hit the ball on the ground.
You recall the first inning down in Atlanta, Sergio was a little bit shaky. A run, 2 hits, a walk as well down at Turner Field. He fell behind that one, 1-0. He's down here 1-0 with Sean Casey digging in.
Well, he's got to get a good feeling for that outside corner, because right now he's aiming at the corner, and with the movement, it's taking it a good 6-8 inches outside. That's really a mechanical problem of staying closed a little bit longer, and I'm sure Larry Rothschild will have picked that up.
2 on, nobody out. And that one lined down the left field line. That's real trouble. That's in the corner. Castro's going to score. Griffey around second, on his way to third. He'll be stopped. They're at second and third with nobody out, and Cincinnati leads by a pair.
That's what makes Sean Casey such a dangerous hitter. The ability to take it to all fields. And now Larry Rothschild comes out to talk with Mitre. He got that fastball up and out over the plate, and Casey sliced it down the line for RBI number 9. Look at the location. He wanted it inside. It got the upper third of the plate, and Casey, who's a terrific hitter, hits it right into the door.
So things not going particularly well for the Cubs at the moment. It's 2-0 Cincinnati, and Adam Dunn, the Reds hitter. Still nobody out in our first inning, and you talk about players trying to have big comeback years. You're looking at one in that left-hand batter's box for Cincinnati. Dunn has hit 4 home runs already this year, all of them the tape measure variety.
Well, he had 27 last year, but he fanned 126 times and hit just 215.
Mitre misses downstairs. Ball 1 low to Adam Dunn, a former college football prospect. Signed to play pro baseball instead of going to Texas.
Chris Chambliss has worked long and hard with him. We'll tell you some of the adjustments.
That one splits the plate. It's even 1-1.
He had a wide open stance last year, and it made his stroke a little longer than Chris liked. So he closed him up. His feet are almost even, and he wants him to use center field and left center if he could on occasion.
Popped him up. Wynn's going to push that back, you figure. Derek Lee and Michael Barrett. Michael couldn't find it. Lee did. There's your first big out.
Well, I don't know if it's a mask chip, but that's the second time that there was a pop-up straight up, and Michael Barrett had no idea where it was. Fortunately, Derek Lee, now getting the intricacies of this ballpark down, he knew that that one would stay in play. This is popped straight up the chute. You see Barrett, he doesn't know where it is. He's got no idea. It blows so far away from him that he's calling for it, but he's not in the neighborhood of the pop-up. And Derek Lee makes the catch well away from Barrett.
Fortunately, Derek made the play, and fortunately, Sergio was covering the plate as Ryan Friel stands in. Friel playing very well. Brandon Larson, as you mentioned, on an injury rehab assignment. And Friel, a real hustling, do-it-all kind of ball player for the Reds, off to a good start.
He's got tremendous speed and generally will make contact.
Not that time, as it pops off Barrett. Michael having a little trouble catching the baseball early. 1 ball, 1 strike, your count. 3 Cincinnati hits here in the first inning, and a passed ball has scored 1 of their 2 runs.
Friel, one of the few guys on this team that you really have to worry about in the stolen base department. They've only swiped 3. They've only tried 4 times.
Line to second. 2 outs. Boy, you hold these guys to 2 considering the situation. That's a job really well done. Here's Willie Mopena.
Fortunately, Todd Walker was in perfect position as Friel hit the ball as hard as you can hit it, but nothing to show for it. Now you have a man who strikes out an awful lot. Willie Mo cannot get around on the fastball in on his hands. And then he has a tendency, like so many young players, to make the adjustment for that pitch, and you can throw all kinds of breaking balls away. But you want to make sure that you don't throw it in the dirt with Griffey at third.
Pena's only 22 years old, and the Reds really don't have a place to play him every day, and that's the real problem for him. They can't send him to the minor leagues. He's out of options. They think somebody else would probably claim him and put him in their minor league system and let him grow and develop. He's got to try to do that at the major league level, and as you said, it's been tough going for him. Tremendous power when he makes contact. This year, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 1 ball, 1 strike to Willie Mopena.
It's real tough for a young player forced into staying on the bench for a ball club, not getting those at bats in the minor leagues that you really need. And if you have a long stroke, contact is really difficult. He wants something up here, try to throw it by him.
A little too high. Pena was originally signed by the Mets out of the Dominican Republic, but apparently he was too young. That contract was voided by the major leagues. The Yankees then gave him a 5-year contract in 1999. Then the Reds got him for Drew Henson. And Pena did not swing, and he's ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, you've got first base open. Pena doesn't hit a breaking ball very well, and you've got Corky Miller in the on-deck circle, and he's yet to record a base hit.
In fact, no one in the lower third of the Reds lineup today has yet to hit safely. 3-1 the count. Bases are loaded with 2 outs for the Reds. Second walk of the inning. So Griffey at third, Casey at second, Pena to first, and Corky Miller, the Reds' backup catcher, hits for the first time today.
This could turn out to be the most important at bat for Mitre. If you get Miller and you give up just 2, you know your ball club's going to score with the wind blowing out. You give up a base hit here, you've got some problems.
Bases full of Reds here in the first for Corky Miller, and he couldn't pull the trigger. Strike 1.
Jason LaRue and Corky Miller, the catching tandem, both right-hand hitters. Last year Miller hit .267, respectable, but only 30 at bats.
That missed the inside corner. Catching in Cincinnati these days has got to be a real tough act to follow when you think about Johnny Bench, who starred for so many years with the Big Red Machine.
And here I thought the comparison to Bill Plummer was what you were going for.
Well, that too. He was
a good catcher and thrower.
1-1. That's off the plate. Come on, Sergio. 2 balls and a strike. No place to put Corky Miller.
That was a good play by Barrett as he shifted to his right. There's a look at the gigantic right-hander, Aaron Harang. Good movement by Barrett as he saves a run.
2 runs, 3 Cincinnati hits so far here in the first inning. And the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Alex to his left. Flips to Todd Walker, and Mitre does minimize the damage. The Reds get 2. Heck of a job to wiggle off the hook without any further damage. Here come the Cubs in the first.
It's getting noticed in more ways than one.
While waiting for an organ
Always
transplant.
great to see Jesse White,
Every
fine
30 minutes,
Secretary
another
of State of the great
person
state
has
of
to wait.
Illinois. He was on hand to throw out a ceremonial first pitch today.
Jesse White.
And Jesse White very much involved in a great program involving organ donation in the state of Illinois. And a nice first pitch to start a beautiful weekend of Cubs baseball. Here is the Cubs starting lineup presented by Pepsi. Pepsi, it's the Cola. Todd Walker leads off at second. He's a former Cincinnati Red. Corey Patterson bats second. Then it's Sammy Sosa, Moises Alou, and Aramis Ramirez over at third base. Derek Lee, the Cub first baseman, on hitting Michael Barrett, the catcher. Alex Gonzalez at short, and Sergio Mitre will bat ninth.
Let's take a look at the Reds defense. You're looking at a perennial Gold Glove and Ken Griffey. It's Dunn, Griffey, and Pena left to right with Friel, Castro, Jimenez, and Casey in the infield. Corky Miller behind the plate. Aaron Harang on the hill. Despite his gigantic size at 6'7", in the neighborhood of 240, he doesn't throw that hard. He does have a good straight change, and we talked to the Hall of Famer Marty Brenham, and he said that in spring training this was their most impressive pitcher.
They got him from the Oakland organization in the Jose Guillen trade last season. As you see, the paying customers using public transportation to get to the ballpark, and it's going to be a big weekend at the gates for the Cubs and Reds here at Wrigley Field.
And of course, I would encourage you to look into that to get to the ballpark.
Well, who would pay for your gas if you don't pick me up? 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you have a point there. Okay, forget that.
Exactly. Todd Walker at 318 on the year. And that's a swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's topping out around 90, 91 miles an hour. Harang has got to move the ball in and out. I don't think Walker has seen his changeup, but he's likely to see it here.
That ball in on his hands and out of play.
Todd Walker has hit wherever he's gone. And as you can see with the Reds, they certainly liked his bat. That's not unusual, hitting .298. He's a lifetime .290 major league hitter.
And in the dirt, Walker swings over the top.
Well, that's a changeup. If you haven't seen it, and it was set up by 2 inside fastballs, it's particularly good. You see Miller setting up in case it is in the dirt. Walker swings and misses, and Corky Miller applies the tag. Good straight change by Harang, and that's really his mainstay. You got to watch the first pitch to Patterson. He'll jump on it if it's in the park.
Corey hitting .258 with a couple of home runs. Cincinnati 2 runs, 3 hits in the first inning. That's off the plate. Ball 1 to center fielder Corey Patterson.
Harang originally drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 6th round of the June 1999 draft.
And he apparently got a message from somebody that there was a starting rotation job to be won, and he started winning it in the offseason. Steve, he really went on a diet, got his body fat down, lost 20 pounds. As you mentioned, was terrific from the opening bell down in Florida.
He's only 25 years old. And if he stays healthy and throws strikes with that changeup, he can be a force.
That's pulled past Casey into right field. Willie Mopena is going to come over and try to hold Patterson to 1. Corey flying around first with a sliding double.
Well, there's a case of knowing that a guy has a strong arm in Willie Mopena, but he takes a long time setting up and getting rid of it. Pena got to the ball quickly enough to throw out Patterson at second base, but he took so long to deliver the ball that Corey was able to beat the play. He takes it right down the line past Casey, and then thinking double all the way, rounds first base aggressively, and here's Pena. He's got it, but he takes a little bit of time, and the ball gets away at second. Would have beat the play even if the throw was corralled at second.
So Corey, with his first double of the year, brings up Sammy, who's hit 43 career home runs against the Cincinnati Reds, more than any other team in the major leagues. And of course, Sammy still 1 home run shy of tying Ernie Banks' record of 512 in a Cub uniform. One ball, 1 strike.
Well, the emergence of Harang in the starting rotation allowed them, and this was their game plan, to put Danny Graves back in the bullpen where he belongs. And Graves has responded with 4 saves in the early going. Armando Benitez has 6 for the Florida Marlins,
who are off to a flying start. Marlins have a 30 consecutive innings scoreless string going for their pitching staff, and they'll take that into Atlanta later on tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Corey Patterson at second. Reds by a pair. We're in the first. And now Sammy in the driver's seat at 3-1.
This should be the guy that Sammy hits well, because he knows he can't throw the ball hard enough to throw it by him inside. And Harang doesn't have a real great breaking ball. He's got a good straight change, but Sammy waits back on those pretty well.
Two on, 1 out for Moises Alou.
Yesterday, Moises Alou on a hanging breaking ball took advantage of the wind and just barely got it out. The Cubs hit 4 against Josh Fogg.
And beat the Pirates 10-5 in the series wrap-up. So Moises with 3 homers, 8 driven in to work here in the Cubs' first inning. One ball, no strikes. How tough is it, Steve, as a young pitcher to come into this ballpark for the first time with the wind blowing the way it is and just trust your stuff? I mean, does the wind start to psych you out more than the opposing hitters at any point?
Well, it wouldn't at this point, because the wind is dying down a great deal. But normally it is a factor.
Alou, a little pop, shallow right center field. Can Jimenez catch up? Pena can't. It'll drop safely. And all hands aboard for the Cubs. Bases loaded on a blue pit to shallow right center.
Now, if Pena comes in under control and picks that ball up on a hop, he's going to get a force out at second base, because there's nothing Sammy can do. He can't go 3/4 of the way. He has to go halfway. And the fact that it bounds away from Pena allowed Sammy to get into second base. Turns into a base hit for Alou and loads the bases. Right here, the ball gets away, and there's no play anywhere.
Well, Aramis Ramirez hit a 3-run homer in the first yesterday. What a time this would be for his 4th career grand slam. Bases full of Cubs, only 1 out, and a wicked cut for a strike.
Last year, this Reds team was the worst defensive team in the National League. And this is not the starting lineup that they envisioned. They wanted Larson at third, Larkin at short. They've got Friel and Castro.
Dave Miley from the opening day of spring training said this team has to play better fundamentally, and they have. They've gone from worst in defense to 5th in the league so far this year.
Yes, but it's early.
Exactly. 1 strike to Aramis. Home run cut, and he fouled it back. 0-2.
We've seen Adam Dunn with a real tough time of it in left field. This team just has a hard time staying healthy. They set all kinds of team records last year for players used and everything else.
Patterson, Sosa, and Alou are aboard. The 2-strike pitch. Good stop by Miller. 1 ball, 2 strikes your count. Buckle your seatbelts, fans. It figures to be an offensive showdown all weekend long with the Reds. Still some time for that youngster to see the error of his ways. 1-2 now. Thomas lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you make Harang throw strikes, you're going to be in good shape. He depends on getting you out of the strike zone because his stuff is a little short. So he has to get ahead and get you out on pitches that dip and dive out of the zone. Swing at strikes, should be in good shape.
Base hit left field. That'll score Patterson. Sammy will be held at third as Dunn comes up ready to fire. It's 2-1.
Harang made a mistake. He got that fastball right down the middle of the plate. And again, he's not going to be able to fool anybody in the zone. Ramirez took it into left field. It was hit so hard, and Dunn was fairly shallow. The Cubs could only score 1, but they cut the lead in half.
And that'll bring up Derek Lee, the Cub first baseman, who hit his first home run against Cincinnati on April 7th. Both Mitre and Harang, youngsters having to work overtime in their respective first innings. That almost hit him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, they try to keep the fastball inside on Lee because he has long arms. But that one too far inside, and when Harang falls behind, it'll mean Cub runs.
That's inside again. 2-0 your count.
Last year, these Reds used 17 different starting pitchers and 57 players on the roster overall, most in the major leagues.
Grounded toward third. Friel gobbles that up, and Jimenez turns it nicely at second. Derek grounds into an inning-ending double play. The Cubs, though, pull to within a run after 1. Reds lead it 2-1. 2-1 game now as Reds pitcher Aaron Harang stands in that batter's box, an inviting target at 6'7".
Well, he's 1 for 23. That's even more inviting lifetime.
Off the plate from Sergio, a ball and a strike. Reds are in the midst of a 14 out of 17 games played on the road stretch. They'll finish up this series, go home, take on the Braves, then hit the road again. After this series, Cubs will briefly go to Pittsburgh for 3, then come home to take on the Mets. Then we go to Arizona and then get our first look at the Cardinals. Final day of April and the first several days of May. 2-2 to Harang.
I would say with Harang, you know his heart is willing, but that front foot isn't. And if you keep the fastball on the outside corner, this will be a strikeout.
Lined out of play by Harang. It's still 2-2. Speaking of St. Louis, hope my Uncle Chris Carey's feeling well today. He's watching our broadcast on the Superstation this afternoon. The 2-2. Line down the right field line and out of play.
Got to keep it down a little bit. This guy's 6'7", and he wants to see it between his numbers and the Cincinnati. Sergio would like to keep pitches to a minimum this inning.
There's a good way to start. Harangues down on strikes. Back to the top we go, and D'Angelo Jimenez.
This guy has shown us that he's a pretty good hitter from both sides of the plate, but especially as a left-hand hitter.
He scored the game's first run on a passed ball in the top of the first inning. And that's in for a strike to Jimenez. 0-1 your count. The other big league action later on tonight. Colorado's in St. Louis. Houston will entertain Milwaukee. Pittsburgh visits the Mets. That wraps up the division play in the Central. 1-1 pitch is rolled foul past first. Jimenez down.
Well, you see that 429 as a right-hand hitter, bet that's in only 7 at-bats. As the season goes on, he's going to hit a lot better as a left-hand hitter. And if you're playing outfield today, you have to look at those flags almost pitch to pitch, because where the wind was dead earlier, it's blowing briskly right now, and it's going to drastically change how far the ball is going to carry. It looks to be about 10 to 15 miles an hour. When the Cubs hit briefly, there was no wind at all.
Doesn't seem fair. The 2-2. Here's right down the middle. Jimenez was guessing ball. 2 outs.
C.B. Buckner rang him up, and Jimenez didn't like it. He thought that pitch was high. We'll watch it again. That's a letter-high fastball. The Southwest Airlines Plainview camera will take a look at a pitch that had the outside corner and apparently was equally good vertically.
Here's Castro. And that one all the way to the backstop. And if you're just joining us for the first time this year on WGN, new look at the ballpark. 3 new rows of seats directly behind home plate. And architecturally speaking, they blend in so beautifully you almost wouldn't know it unless someone pointed them out to you. A bird's eye view for the fans sitting in those 213 new seats. The only clue is that little wall that protects the ball boys by the third base and first base dugouts.
But if you're down that close, and you're a lot closer than you used to be, you really have to be heads up for foul balls, because they come back in a hurry. But what a view of the ballpark.
2-1 pitch. Aramis Ramirez. What a pickup at third. That'll be on the highlight reel this season. Ramirez spoils Castro's bid for a hit, and Mitre has a 1-2-3 top of the second.
The WB Friday kicks off the weekend with Reba. Then, the big essay Holly's writing is gone. The important thing is to not panic.
Oh, no!
A fresh What I Like About You, followed by a Grounded for Life that's really fresh from the frog.
Even if I liked frogs, this is too many frogs. Brad, take them off now!
Plus, it's the season finale of The Help. It's the WB Friday comedies.
Tonight at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by your local Ford store. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
There's only one with the best-selling sport utility vehicles in America. Only one has Explorer, Chicago's best-selling medium sport utility. Only one has the best-selling Expedition and Escape. And only one has the 5-star safety-rated Freestar. Ford is the one. Now your Ford store is offering the one big event of the year. 0% financing for 60 months or $2,500 to $4,000 total cash back on America's favorite sport utilities. And the all-new Freestar. Ford, the one and only.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut. Before you put its legendary durability to the test. Long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
If a Cubs player hits a homer today, write down the distance and player's name and send it to WGN-TV. You could win 2 round-trip tickets to any Southwest Airlines destination.
The Cubs team RBI leader at this point of the season is leading off the second inning. That's Michael Barrett with 3 homers and 9 driven in already, including his first career multi-home run game here yesterday.
Michael is swinging the bat very well, and he's now moved up 1 spot in the batting order. Alex, who's struggling somewhat, has moved down a spot, and Dusty usually goes with the hot bat, and Michael Barrett is one of the real hot bats on the team.
And he works the count to 3 balls, no strikes.
Today I'd give him the 3-0 green light. It's early, he's hitting the ball well, and if Harang gets the ball in the zone middle in, he's going to hit it hard. Now that's a good pitch to take. That was a pitcher's pitch. It was on the outer portion of the plate, a little above the knee. Can't do anything with it. You might as well take it. You're well ahead in the at-bat.
That one lined into center field. Boy, a good approach by Barrett, whose fine work at home continues. He leads off the second with his first base hit of the day.
Well, he got a little too much of the plate with this one. At 3-1, that ball is down, but Barrett goes right down and gets it. That was a philosophy of Tony Gwynn, as you all know, an all-world hitter. He said, if I take a 5 or 6 pitch at bat, one of those pitches, the pitcher's going to get too much of the plate. So I never get myself out on his pitch. I wait for mine. Very few hitters have the patience to do that.
At 3,000 hits, he's on his way to immortality. No balls and a strike to Cubs shortstop Alex Gonzalez. A 5-game hit streak for Alex as his batting average up to 200. Let's see if he can drive a ball to a gap someplace as we approach the top of the hour here at Wrigley. 0-2. All the baseball eyes will turn to the American League tonight. The Red Sox and the Yankees get going at Fenway Park tonight. That's over the inside corner. 3 real good pitches. Takes care of Alex. Sergio Mitre will hit next. Before he does, let's pause for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV Chicago.
Steve Stone, Chip Carey back at Wrigley Field, and here's Sergio talking with Gary Matthews, the hitting coach of the Cubs. This is a real good hitting staff, and he might have placed this young man right at the top of the list.
I wouldn't bunt him here. I'd let him swing.
He does bunt hard back to the mound. Harang has 1 play, and he makes it. Nobody's covering third. Barrett tried to get a little greedy, and the Reds recovered. Friel's great speed cuts off Barrett, and the Cubs run themselves out of the second inning of play. No runs, 1 hit, none left. 2-1 your score after 2.
Reversing the flow of the Chicago River is an engineering wonder. Just like the V8 Power Suburban in Tahoe.
He said his lines. We should give him his lunch back then.
It's Truck Fest. On a 2004 Suburban in Tahoe, use bonus cash for $4,000 total cash back, or choose 0% APR for 60 months for qualified buyers.
Where's my fruit snacks? Hey, come back here.
Can I tell you a secret? My man takes Levitra. Let's just say he notices a difference in the experience. Like, we should do this more often difference. And why Levitra? Levitra helps improve erectile quality for men with ED. For my guy, Levitra works fast. And it gives him the quality response that he wants, time and again. It's why he counts on Levitra.
Levitra is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Levitra if you take nitrates for chest pains or alpha blockers for prostate problems or high blood pressure, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, and stuffy or runny nose. In the rare case an erection lasts for more than 4 hours, seek immediate medical attention.
My man takes Levitra. It's about the quality. And for him, Levitra works. Just look at that smile. Talk to your doctor today. Levitra. Quality when it counts.
Question. When is a deal really a deal? When it's an Accord from Honda. When it's IntelliChoice's best overall value for 2004. And one of Car and Driver's 2004 10 best picks again. And now for $239 a month? Question answered. Now you can lease an Accord LX for $239 a month for 36 months.
Well, how about this double play to end the Cubs' second, Steve?
Well, they get the sacrifice. That part of it's good. But the base running by Barrett isn't good. He sees nobody covering third, but all of a sudden there's a whole lot of people there, and Barrett doesn't exactly run that well, so the Cubs get taken out of the inning. And now you got to subdue the Reds' offense.
Griffey, Casey, and Dunn. The lefties coming up. Griffey breaks his bat and rolls out. Good start to the third, even more so because Ralph Campagna joins us to tell us about the 15th annual Bozo Ball. Ralph, great to see you.
Great to see you again.
Happy New Year.
Steve, it's great to be here with you.
Hard to believe it's here already, huh?
Can this be the 15th anniversary? 15 years ago, Dennis Fitzsimons, the great leader of the Tribune, wanted to help inner city kids, and he created the Bozo Ball, and it has changed the landscape literally at Off the Street Club. And we're here to ask your viewers to consider joining us for this great event. It includes a carnival, great dinner, dancing, auctions, and every bit of that goes to help young people on the West Side who are trying to say no to gangs and drugs.
Well, as a perennial attendee at that, and usually sitting at the same table with Bozo, I've really appreciated over the years, and you get a chance to wear a tuxedo, which I kind of like.
Black tie, red nose.
And it's a wonderful event which raises a great deal of money for as worthy a cause as it could possibly be.
It really is. To be able to have that much fun and know that you're saving inner city children, I don't think it gets much better than that.
That's rolled foul past first off the bat of Sean Casey. Here's the information for the Bozo Ball. It's Saturday, May 1st at the beautiful Navy Pier here in Chicago. And there's the number to call, 773-883-3412 for more information. Over $4 million
That's
raised.
right.
Wow.
For Off the Street Club and WGN Children's Charities, and it's become one of Chicago's great traditions of charity and of compassion and caring for kids. A wonderful, wonderful. There's some of our kids from Off the Street Club, the kind of kids who this ball will help. So I really hope the viewers will try calling the number. They can call the great Diana Dionisio, who's so hardworking at WGN, who's coordinating this at 773-883-3412.
Great entertainment, too, I understand.
It is. J.T. Taylor of Kool and the Gang, the former lead voice of Kool and the Gang, will be rocking the house that night. So please join us. And there are just so many heroes to this, from Mary D., who needs no introduction, a Chicago legend, and our great friend John Botanovic, and the people at Chicago Tribune McCormick Foundation. It's just been a miracle for Off the Street Club.
And Ralph, the motto of the Off the Street Club is, once again,
if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And there are thousands of kids on the West Side living up to that. So we ask your viewers to come stand with them by joining us at the Bozo Ball on May 1st.
Adam Dunn lines that into right field for a base hit. Casey had to hold up. He will stop at second with one man out. And Ralph, I don't mean to speak for Steve, but both he and I are so honored that you've thought enough to invite us, and we will certainly be there. Delighted to help out, and again, we are sure our viewers will make their voices and their checkbooks heard by coming out to see on May 1st in Navy Pier.
Well, thank you, Chip. And some of my happiest memories are when your beloved dad, Perry, was in town. He always attended with Dutchie. So I know you guys are going to be maybe out of town.
Are we there? Are we out of town?
We're in St. Louis this year.
That's right.
But when you are in town, I know you'll be there.
Well, we'll make a hefty donation in our stead if that works for you, okay?
God bless you.
Thanks,
Thank
Ralph.
you so
All the
much.
best to you and the Off the Street Club.
Thank you,
it's
guys.
the Bozo Ball, May 1st, Saturday at Navy Pier here in downtown Chicago. Trouble brewing again in the Cincinnati third, 2 on, with one man out for Ryan Friel, the Cincinnati third baseman. And Sergio gets that over for a quick strike.
Friel hit the ball very hard last time up in the first inning, but lined it right at Walker. He's getting a lot more playing time than he thought, playing both center field and third base. Oh, thank you.
No balls and a strike to Friel. Cincinnati leads by a run. That's chopped toward the hole. Alex can't get it. Casey around third. They're going to wave him. Alou loads up. His throw to the plate is going to be late, and Cincinnati leads by a 3-1 score.
RBI number 2 for Friel. He was able to thread the seam between Ramirez and Gonzalez and just get that ball into left field. You know they're going to run on Moises Alou, whose throw was up the line, and even though Casey doesn't have good speed, he got a good jump, and his speed outruns the throw of Moises Alou. He takes a big wide turn. It could have gotten him thrown out at the plate. The throw's off target and a little late.
Willie Mopena, the hitter now. He walked and was forced out to end the Cincinnati first. Already 5 Reds hits. They lead by 2 now. Broken bat back up the middle. Walker dives, deflects it to shallow left center field. That'll score done. Friel's going to stop at third. So Willie Mopena's first base hit of the year makes it a 4-1 Cincinnati game.
First base hit, first RBI. Larry Rothschild now going out to talk with Sergio Mitre. They want to see if it hit off his pitching hand. It does carry him off Walker, and it's been all red so far in this one.
So after the walk to Casey, Dunn, Friel, and Pena all have reached safely with a base hit. And now the catcher Corky Miller comes up. Again, Mitre needs a ground ball at somebody to get out of this 3rd inning.
Well, the Cubs have had a lot of opportunities the first 2 innings, but got taken out of both innings with double plays. The bat goes one way, the ball goes up the middle, and Sergio probably gets hit off the pitching hand, and they just wanted to check to see if he's okay, and he is. With Miller an inviting double play target. I don't know if Dave Miley is a proponent of the bunt, but it's a good time to push it up the right side.
You do have the pitcher Harang, who's 1 for 24 now, though, waiting on deck.
Well, you'll score a run if you make a good enough bunt. They don't expect it. Everybody back in the infield, and it's not like you're setting it up for Harang. You want to make sure you don't hit into a double play and get taken out of the inning and leave that man at third.
Over but low, ball 2, 2-0 your count. Cubs and Reds playing little baseball so far today. Cincinnati with 5 singles. The Cubs with 3 singles on a windy day. Already 5 runs have come across. 10 hits in total in the game today.
Sergio has used a whopping total of 58 pitches with 1 out here in the 3rd.
That's to the shortstop. 1 hop flip to Walker. He turns it. The Reds don't run. They do roll into the double play, and the bleeding stops at 2 more for the Reds. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd with the top of the Cub order coming up.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in the Midwest for just $34 when you purchase by April 26th.
You are now free to move about the country.
At CarQuest, our people go above and beyond the call of duty to help the technician working on your car by supplying them with superior service and only quality auto parts. And with nearly 4,000 stores and over 130,000 CarQuest parts to choose from, we'll be there when you need us. CarQuest, the professional choice.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by the 4,000 CarQuest auto parts stores across North America. You'll find it at CarQuest. And by Honda. See your Honda dealer to learn more about the great value Honda has to offer.
Birthday greetings all around, including to a big Cub fan, Eddie Burke, celebrating number 18 at the ballpark today. Eddie, happy birthday from your cousin Sandy and from everyone at WGN Sports. 59 pitches for Sergio Mitre through 3 innings, Steve, today.
I think Larry is telling him to, if you do try to get ahead, stay down with it. He's giving up a few too many line drives. He's actually fortunate to have gotten through the first 3, giving up just 4 runs, and there's a long way to go with the wind blowing out. You still have to like the Cub chances because they've got a lot more power in their lineup than do the Reds.
And now everybody's seen Harang once through the batting order. Let's see if they have better luck beginning here in the 3rd. Todd Walker struck out in a brilliant changeup from Harang to open up the Cubs hitting in our 1st inning today. 4-1, Cincinnati the lead. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Griffey likes to play a fairly shallow center field with the wind blowing out. There's plenty of room to hit the ball over his head, but it's tough to do. He's a great center fielder.
Walker lines into left field. Boy, watching him use all fields, it really is such a beautiful approach to hitting. You can see why he's been so successful throughout his career.
Well, he knows he's not a power hitter, and he knows that he has to use the whole field, and he's taking exactly what Harang is giving him. He throws the ball away, and instead of rolling over the top of it, he just stays with it and drives it into the hole and hits it into left field.
So Walker aboard in front of Corey Patterson, who doubled down the right field line his first time up. And that one well off target to the Cubs center fielder, Corey Patterson.
Well, Corey has become pretty much a pull hitter, so there's a very inviting hole on the right side for him to hit it through. Casey has good hands, but not much range at first.
One ball, 1 strike. That's the pitch that's given Corey some trouble in the early going this year.
Well, the advanced scouting report is throw the ball a little above letter high to Corey. If he lays off that pitch, he'll be a devastating hitter.
Fouled back to the screen now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I said to Corey, how do you think that they try to work you? Because it's important for a hitter to know what the scouting report on him is. He said, I know it's soft stuff away and then come up with the fastball. So when I'm laying off those pitches, I hit real well. That's a lament for most hitters.
That one outguessed him.
Well, that's the soft stuff away after he set him up with fastballs, and he just couldn't pull the trigger. Good pitch by Harang. Good call by Corky Miller. And this one freezes Patterson.
3rd strikeout. 1 away for Sammy, who walked his first time up.
You see the ball come over the plate, a strike. By the time Miller catches it, it's down and out of the zone, but that was a good pitch.
Wind freshening up here at Wrigley. Cincinnati leads by 3. And Harang jumps in front. 0-1 your count. Oh, you look at Harang, 6 feet 7 inches tall. You think he's going to throw the ball 100 miles an hour. He doesn't. But he's hit his spots real well.
What he's got to do with the fastball is push hitters back off the plate. Show them the fastball inside. Don't go inside for strikes. And then pitch away.
Like Paul Wilson did in Cincinnati.
Exactly right. Only Wilson then, the second time through, used the strike on the inside corner.
Miller smothers that. 2 balls and a strike to Sammy. This a day where the last at bat could come in handy on a windy day in Chicago.
Sammy Sosa's walked 8 times this year and leads the team in that department.
2-2. Two outs. His off-speed stuff is letter perfect so far today. Walker still at first, 2 away from Moises Alou.
He threw that curveball down and out of the zone. 2 pitches in a row in perfect spots.
Moises singled in the first inning today for the Cubs. Already 5 hits for the hometown team. And in each of the Cubs' 5 wins, they've tallied 10 hits or more. That's off the glove of Miller. No balls and a strike to Moises Alou. Swing and a drive, belted deep to left. Alou has hit a mammoth 2-run homer. I love watching that guy hit. I really do.
It's tough to sneak the ball by him inside because he's got such quick hands. And Orang finally got one that wasn't 6-8 inches inside. Tried to get it by him, and Moises hit it out. 4th home run. He leads the team with 10 driven in. That fastball was supposed to jam Alou. He was able to bring his hands in, get the good part of the bat on the ball, and take it on to Waveland. That would have been a home run any day.
And it's a 1-run game now. 4-3 Cincinnati. Here in the Cubs half of the 3rd inning, Aramis Ramirez has knocked home 6 men on the homestand. He'll try to power one out and tie the game here, and he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
And the trend for the Cubs continues among baseball's leaders in percentage of runs scored via the home run. This is a team built on power.
That one shot toward left center field as if on cue. Ramirez ties the game.
Once again, back-to-back. That's the 3rd time this year.
And an early indication of this offense, too, Steve. A lot of 2-out production.
Well, power's the name of the game for the Cubs. They've hit 18 home runs as a team. They've out-homered the Reds 18-7 in the early going. And if Orang is not careful, it's going to be a trifecta. Because with the wind blowing out, Lee is strong enough to hit it out in any part of the ballpark.
Derek rolled into a double play to end the Cub first. He was real upset that he couldn't elevate the baseball and give the Cubs another run last time. Now Miller out to calm down the young Cincinnati right-hander.
Well, he's seen that 3-run lead go bye-bye.
Welcome to Wrigley, Aaron.
How far did it fly? For Southwest Airlines, 420 happy street feet. And the second one doesn't make it quite to the street, but equally effective. How far does it fly? 365 very happy line drive feet.
Wicked cut by Lee. I can't help but think back to 1998 when we'd get those Southwest Airlines camera shots with a mob of people out on Waveland Avenue, down Kenmore Street, watching Sammy Sosa hit those home runs here at Wrigley. During the playoffs last year,
how about the playoffs? The amount of people lined up out there. And another dangerous pitch for Harang. If he gets it in the zone to Lee, it's going to be away. Let's see if he takes it that way.
Full count to Derek Lee. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're going to have big crowds inside and outside the park all summer long, and that's wonderful to see. Cubs drew over 118,000 for the Pirates in a weekday early April series. We'll draw more than 155,000 or so, you figure, for this 4-game set with Cincinnati. 3-2 to Lee. Good at bat continues for Derek.
Well, it's standing room only today. And if you look around, you can see them standing in the corners. There they are.
Or as they've been affectionately called in this broadcast seat, standing room only seats. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's it.
Cubs have struck for 3 in the 3rd.
Any way to get into the ballpark and watch this real exciting team.
He's getting better and better looks at Harang, who again doesn't have enough power on that fastball to just blow it past people on a consistent basis. But they think he's going to be a mainstay of their rotation all year long. Do the Cincinnatians. The big key for the Reds is just keeping their starting 5 healthy all year long. The 3-2 again. Finally got him with a breaking ball, and that'll retire the side. Harang strikes out 3 in the 3rd. The Cubs get 3 in the 3rd. 3rd time this year they've gone back-to-back with homers, and we're tied at 4.
This is the fast lane. We do not sing show tunes here. We do not eat lunch here. The left lane is where award-winning V6 power holds eminent domain. Anything less, keep to the right. The redesigned 2004 Grand Prix.
Own the road. Lease a Grand Prix GT equipped with driver's package for around $219 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your Chicagoland Northwest Indiana Pontiac dealer.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah, Wiener World. No? Hi, guys.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain.
Hot dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi. It's the cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
People average 4 trips a day in their car. Go to the store 4 times a day.
Post office. I go to the bakery, then I have to go to the gym.
For all that driving, you need Toyota Corolla, named most dependable compact car.
Turn the ignition and go.
And it gets 40 miles per gallon. No wonder it's the #1 selling compact.
Crank it up.
Get 0 financing for 36 months or $750 customer cash on a new 04 Corolla, or 0 financing on Matrix. See your Toyota dealer.
Show off your pride with official Chicago Cubs merchandise. Hats, t-shirts, jerseys, jackets, and more. Let the world know who your favorite team is. Order your official Chicago Cubs merchandise today. Call 773-404-CUBS or go to Cubs.com. Wear your Chicago Cubs gear with pride.
Is he hot or what? Sunday, time to turn up the heat as Macleo and the Sox head south, looking to finish off their series in Florida with a win against Lou Piniella and Tampa Bay. Sox, Devil Rays, Sunday at noon on WGN.
The Cubs offense has brought Sergio Mitre back to a tie game. Well, in about 20 years maybe, but
yeah, not right now. I mean, I saw The Apprentice last night, and Sam had a briefcase with $250,000 in cash, and he said to Donald Trump, "I'll give this to you to hire me."
Swing and a miss takes care of Harang. How about Bill Rancid? What a thrill for him.
It really is a Chicago guy getting a chance to work on a Chicago project. And I'll tell you how good our marketing department is. Just about simultaneous with the announcement, Joe Rios was on the phone trying to get him to Wrigley Field to preside over, take me out to the ball game, the 7th inning stretch, and hopefully he'll be able to do that.
And I think Donald Trump later this summer himself is going to come up.
That's going to be great. And I'm, you know, the reason why I'm a good analyst is looking ahead and knowing how to predict, I'm going to tell you he's going to wear a dark blue suit.
You know, that's probably true. Last time the Donald was here, he's running for president, you might recall.
Now he's running for the Billionaires Club.
I think he's got a
better chance.
He certainly has a leg up on the two of us. A ball and a strike to D'Angelo Jimenez. That's cut on and missed. Yeah, I guess Bill Rancet's going to build a 90-story building in downtown Chicago.
Well, as the Donald said, he's going to have a lot of help. He's going to have a lot of people to oversee his progress in that one.
One would think. Ball 2 to Jimenez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another Chicago notable in the press today, our own Sharon Panazzo, the fine media relations director of the Chicago Cubs.
Well, the Sun-Times listed most powerful women in sports in Chicago, and Sharon Panazzo was number 3.
Ground ball to the right side. Lee can't get that. Jimenez on base for the second time in 3 trips.
How about that? Nice honor for Sharon. This one sneaking through on the right side, hit in a perfect spot. Just barely getting it by Lee. There's Sharon. Boy, 2 more spots and she can get that foam finger. We're number one.
We're number one. That's exactly right. So congratulations, Sharon. Nice work. Here's Castro, runner at first for the Reds. And Mitre. Breaking ball, Steve, appears to be sharpening up a bit, but he still hasn't been able to get the strike call on it.
Well, he's got to start getting it over the plate or he'll give up a few more, and the Cub offense has gotten him back into a tie game. He's looking for the ground ball. You want to stay away from the Griffey-Casey portion of this lineup.
Runner goes. Good jump. Broken bat roller to Lee at first. Mitre covers the bag. Good play. Jimenez at second. 2 outs for Ken Griffey Jr.
Well, Dave Miley decides that he has to stay out of the double play and bring Griffey and possibly Casey to bat. The best way to do that is a hit and run. And Castro does a great job because he throws his bat at the ball. That pitch was low and away. There was going to be a play at second. A great piece of execution by Castro. They get the out, but they do bring Griffey up.
So Mitre faces Griffey, who's walked and hit a broken bat bouncer back to Sergio on the mound today.
Dave Miley has spent 24 years with one organization, the Cincinnati Reds, and finally he's getting a chance to manage.
That's over but low. 1 ball, no strikes to Griffey. They have a new general manager in Cincinnati as well. And Miley with Dan O'Brien working together for the first time this year. Miley took over the second half of last year on an interim basis as Barrett, a nice bit of catching, knocks that ball down.
Well, I think it's nice when you've given the greater portion of your life to one organization to be able to manage it. This is a good play by Barrett. Doesn't let the ball get by him and keeps Jimenez at second base.
2-0 to Griffey. Game tied at 4 in the 4th. It's all 3. 3-0 your count.
I would think that he'd have the 3-0 green light. I would just as soon put him on first base.
Problem is you have Sean Casey waiting next, and he loves to hit in this ballpark.
That was as close as you can get to the intentional walk. They weren't going to give Griffey anything to hit.
4 walks for Mitre so far in the game, still tied at 4. And whether you're on the road for business or pleasure, friends, don't miss a minute of the action. Take your favorite team on the road and watch live games right from your computer. Sign up for MLB.tv at Cubs.com, where baseball is always on.
This is a tough out because Casey doesn't strike out all that much. So you got to get him out knowing he's going to make contact.
Well, if this Reds offense can stay healthy, and they're relatively healthy right now, with all the left-handed bats in the lineup, they really can cause a bullpen some problems late in the ball game, and that's probably the strength of this Reds team is their pitching staff. But they got some guys that can hit line drives and hit it out of the park, most notably Griffey and Dunn. From the left side,
I would think they'd be a tougher team to face as a right-hand pitcher than a left-hander. Now Barrett going out to talk with Mitre, who's pitched himself into a bit of a jam, and here comes Larry Rothschild. He's going to talk with him.
Third visit for Larry in 4 innings so far today, but Mitre, despite some early game wildness, still in a 4-4 affair here.
Casey struck out just 58 times in 573 at-bats last year, so you know he's going to get the bat on the ball. Now that you've fallen behind, you play right into his hands. He drove in 80 runs. He's not a real power hitter, but on a day like today, you don't have to have that much power to hit it out.
Both Mitre and Harang have thrown a lot of pitches so far today. And Casey ahead. 2 balls, no strikes.
And the Cubs in the middle of a prolonged stretch where they don't have an off day until the 29th of April. They don't want to decimate that bullpen too early in this one.
That one paints the corner. Nice pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Rolled foul. Sergio's even the count now at 2-2. Jimenez at second, Griffey at first with 2 outs. And now they'll be moving on a 3-2 pitch to Sean Casey. Here comes the 3-2. The runners go with 2 outs. Strike 3 call. Wow, Casey can't believe it, and he never argues. Casey called out on strikes. The biggest pitch of the ball game goes Mitre's way. Cubs are coming up tied in the bottom of the 4th. 4-4 your score. Look at this one.
Boy, the Cubs get a big break. That one is not only high, but it's outside. Mitre loves it from the Southwest Airlines Plainview camera. We'll take a look at the biggest break of the day for the Cubs.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
Rachel, take it easy.
This is a tattoo.
Speaking of easy, your little men are going to get scored on more times than your sister.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Which sister?
Next Friends, tonight at 6 on WGN.
On the next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Well, why don't you call my mom, Mom?
Yeah. Ray gives Deborah the mother of all requests.
How are you, Ma?
On the next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Tonight at 6:30 on WGN.
At the Bud Light Institute, we're proud that our beer is made with all natural ingredients and is low in carbs. So few, in fact, it's easy to burn the carbs in one Bud Light. That's why we've created the Mini Treadmill 2010. Use your treadmill at home, on the town, even in the gym. And it stores conveniently away till you need to use it again. Order yours today. Fresh, smooth, real. Bud Light, it's all here.
Focus and a Dell, a Focus and a Dell. Get the car and you'll go far with a Focus and a Dell. The Dell PC is free. The Dell PC is free. The printer's fat. The monitor's flat. The Dell PC is free.
Get into any 2004 Ford Focus with 0% financing or $2,000 cash back and get a Dell computer with a flat panel monitor and printer all free.
A Focus and a Dell.
Cubs get the biggest break of the game. Casey rung up on a questionable strike 3 call.
Well, let's take a look at this one. Michael Barrett has to reach up and away. C.B. Buckner thought it was good enough. Dave Miley comes out to protect Sean Casey. Does a nice job of that, getting Casey out of the altercation, but then gets the heave-ho from C.B. Buckner. That has to be the first time this year that Miley has been asked to leave the game. So he'll watch the rest from the spacious confines of the visitors' clubhouse.
Michael Barrett, a one-hopper to third. Ryan Friel picks it up. And Barrett is out number 1 here in our 4th inning. Well, I'm sure Yosh Kawano is going to take good care of Dave Miley down there. Yosh in his 62nd year with the Cubs in 2004.
He probably turned over the lineup card to Jerry Narron, who used to manage the Texas Rangers and now is the bench coach for Dave Miley. And there's a look at Jerry, who has suddenly inherited the reins.
And under the chin of Alex, ball 1. Gonzalez took a called 3rd strike in the Cubs' 2nd inning. Back-to-back homers for the Cubs in the 3rd tied this game at 4, and that one shallowly hit into center. Ken Griffey Jr. with the one-handed grab puts that away. 2 up, 2 down for Sergio Mitre.
This is a kind of pitcher that opposing pitchers who can hit love to swing at. A guy that's not overpowering, doesn't have a particularly big breaking curve or slider. I would think Sergio would have a pretty good at bat. He bunted the first time up and wound up bunting into a double play.
Michael Barrett tried to go from 1st to 3rd on the sacrifice, and the Reds ran him down. A strike to Mitre. Begins his 4th inning at bat. That foursome we just showed you in the bleachers, those letters might stand for "Could you buy sunscreen, please?" They were roasting out there. Hot day in the bleachers today. Feels like the middle of the summer. Down on strikes goes Mitre. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs in the 4th. Good ball game at Wrigley. 4-4 your score.
Hi, I'd like to order a deep dish.
How about the new Chevy Malibu instead?
Oh, what's on that?
A tilt telescoping steering wheel, flat fold front seats, CD player.
What?
The word is out. Get 0% APR financing for qualified buyers or $1,000 cash back on Chevy Malibu.
Is my order ready?
Oh, yeah, that's right out front.
I ordered a pizza.
You'll like this much better.
We ate your pizza.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut, before you've put its legendary durability to the test, long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
Hey, sensor users, think you've got the best shave? Well, it just got better. 2 blades became 3. Introducing Gillette Sensor 3, the best sensor shave ever. So now, think 3. New Sensor 3 from Gillette.
My lawn is really my pride and joy. I know it's weed-free. I know it's dandelion-free. I do it by using Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. The light granule sticks to that wet leaf much easier than a heavy granule, which would fall off. It doesn't stick. It just doesn't work. I think it's the greatest product ever made.
Whoa.
Never in a million years.
Never gonna happen.
Never say never.
We're back at Wrigley. It's time now for our Budweiser Game Time Fan Cam. Beware Adam Dunn, who leads leads off the Cincinnati fifth. He's hit 4 home runs this season.
Well, they've all been solo shots, and that's what scares you because he's a dead pull hitter. You'd just as soon keep the ball away from him.
That one backs him off the plate for a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike is your count to Reds left fielder Adam Dunn.
They've got the infield shift on him with 3 infielders to the right of second base.
Ball too high.
This guy's got a perfect home run hitter's stroke. It's an uppercut swing. He's 6'6", a very big man with just tremendous power.
He hits it toward the shift and still gets it through. Alex Gonzalez couldn't come up with it. And Dunn's aboard with his 2nd straight hit. That's pretty amazing. Cubs have 3 infielders on the right side. And Dunn hits the ball so hard he still gets it into the outfield and leads off the 5th inning for Cincinnati.
You see the shift? And they still can't contain him. So a couple of hits today.
Here's Friel. He has an RBI single today. That came back in the Cincinnati 3rd inning of play. They scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. The Cubs got 1 in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd. All of those came with 2 outs.
Friel gives them a lot of versatility because if you can play every infield position and every outfield position, you become a very valuable man.
With Brandon Larson getting hurt, Friel got the chance with a terrific spring.
And opening day was in center field when Griffey had a leg problem.
Friel doesn't have a lot of power, but 2 notable home runs already in his career. His first major league home run came against Randy Johnson. His second came against Billy Wagner. Where was that? 1 ball, no strikes. Mitre wondering, as is Barrett.
It's a pretty good fastball. Maybe a makeup for the Casey call, because you can see from that angle that it came over above the knee level.
Fly ball hit toward left. Moises makes the running catch. Friel's retired. Willie Mopena's walked, singled, and driven in a run. And he bats with Dunn at first and 1 man down. Kerry Wood will take the ball for the Cubs tomorrow. Corey Lytle expected to pitch for Cincinnati. Again, we're on the air at 1 o'clock from beautiful Wrigley Field in Chicago. Great weather expected. Maybe a little rainy on Sunday. The Reds will be over on Monday. Then we head to Pittsburgh Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. That one sweeps away. Barrett moves to his right nicely and smothers that. 1-0 your count. Houston's at home tonight. They'll take on Milwaukee. If Bert Hooton's watching the game this afternoon, happy anniversary, Bert. 1972, you hit the Phillies 5-0. You might recall that. That happened on this day in baseball history.
The Astros this year have 3 of the top 4 hitters with runners in scoring position in the National League. So they're hitting just about everything in sight. It's going to be a good race between the Astros, Cubs, and Cardinals.
They've scored the most runs, have the Astros, 66 of them. Conversely, the Expos have scored 10 runs in 9 games.
But they've been hitting in tough luck. John Riedling throwing into pen. 10 runs.
10.
Usually you don't have a real good record when you spread them out over 9 games.
Well, the Marlins just shut them out 3 straight down in San Juan.
Yeah, but that was with the heavy air.
That's true. Got to always keep that in mind. Roy Oswalt and Doug Davis will toil tonight. By the way, Andy Pettit started to play catch. If he has no problems with the elbow, he is expected to start throwing off the mound later on today for the Astros.
Well, Mark Pryor, if you missed it, threw off the mound today, and that's a good sign.
Doubled his work total. 20 pitches. Apparently felt no discomfort, no problems at all. So slowly but surely, Mark Pryor seemingly rounding into shape for Larry Rothschild and the Cubs.
Mark Bresolana got good news. Apparently that slight tear is healing more quickly than they thought. So hopefully when he's ready to come back, he will, because he was red hot when he went on the disabled list.
A ball and 2 strikes to Pena. Runner at first for the Reds. Tie game at 4. And Mitre misses high at 2-2. Cardinals host the Rockies tonight. Cardinals are 1-6 at home. They'll send their stopper, though, Matt Morris, to the mound. St. Louis smarting after the Astros swept them and outscored them 26-9 at Busch Stadium. 2-2 pitch. Line toward third. Oh, what a pickup. Ramirez to throw to second in time. That's twice today. Ramirez has picked it cleanly over at the hot corner. Some kind of play for out number 2.
Well, he had problems at times last year with the glove, but none this year. He's been spectacular at third base. This looked like a base hit, possibly a double. And fortunately, Walker gets out of the way of a sliding Dunn who came in like a freight train at second base. No thought of a double play, just thought of preserving life and limb. What a great play by Aramis Ramirez.
That'll bring up Corky Miller. That bullpen is busy with the pitcher due next. Miller jammed, fouls that toward third. Strike 1 to the Cincinnati catcher.
A couple of new coaches on the base paths. Mark Berry, the coach at third. Randy Whistler, the coach at first.
No balls and a strike. Cubs will have the top of the order up in their half of the 5th inning. Let's see if Mitre can close the door here and qualify for a win today. Tough day to pitch for any hurler.
And both of these pitchers have used a lot of pitches thus far.
Nothing in 2 to Corky Miller. Nothing in 3 to Corky Miller. Mitre strikes out his 5th man and turns it over to the Cub offense in a tie game in the 5th inning.
Very nice.
Like all light beers, it's low in carbs. Unlike any other light beer, it's got the great taste of Bud Light. What we have here is a failure to compromise. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Yeah, no matter where I'm going, I know where I want to be. So let this beat drop, nothing can stop me. Make it like a track star through the train car, you know what I mean? I'm a fiend for Mickey D's.
McRib is back at McDonald's. Get a tangy and juicy McRib extra value meal for just $3.29. But you better hurry, it's here for a limited time only.
McDonald's, I'm loving it.
We're ready to win you over at the Hyundai Win-Win Spring Event. Now held over with $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on every Hyundai Elantra.
And you win with America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So don't buy another car before you check out Hyundai. You could save thousands over a comparable Honda or Toyota.
You win some at the Hyundai Win-Win Spring Event.
Get a 2004 Elantra with up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by Hyundai. When your car comes home with America's best warranty, you win. Hyundai. Walgreens Pharmacy of the Chicago Cubs. And by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer.
Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here. Bud Light. Well, let's see, Steve, if the Cubs offense can get some good looks at Aaron Harang here. 3rd time through the order, and the top of the order coming up in a 4-4 game.
You would think that would be it for Mitre, who's throwing a whole lot of pitches. The bullpen up and going.
Walker 1 for 2. He scored ahead of an Alou home run last time he came up in the Cub 3rd inning.
Michael Wirtz in the bullpen. He's been a very busy man.
Wirtz came in yesterday and gave up a couple of runs.
He's made 6 appearances already.
One ball, 2 strikes to Todd Walker. He looks at that ball, skip up there to even up the count at 2-2.
Cincinnati bullpen up in case Harang has any problems with the top of the order.
They're coming inside on a 2-2. And it missed badly. Full count with Corey Patterson waiting on deck. 15 hits already in the game. 8 runs have scored. We've seen 11 strikeouts. We've seen 5 walks.
Well, early in this season, the Reds have a team ERA of 2.79. That's a radical departure from the team of last year. They have the highest team ERA in their history, a team ERA of 5.09.
3-2. Ball 4. Good start to the Cub 5th. And why are the Reds in first place in the Central? They're second in ERA. They're 5th in defense. And they've done that, Steve, with not a whole lot of consistent offense yet this season.
This is a team that has always found it real hard to stay healthy. They lost their entire outfield last year.
Let's see what Corey Patterson can do now. He tries to punt, pops it up. Friel gives chase, dives in front of the camera well, and hangs on. Walker tags and moves to second. Heads up play, and a great play over at third by Friel. Wow.
Well, that's on everybody's highlight reel, because talk about no regard for life or limb. He made a dive knowing that he would wind up on the track and bang into the fence, coming right at you at home. You see the gravel track. What an outstanding play, and a heads-up base running play by Todd Walker. I think he might have gotten tagged in the face on that one. Friel came away relatively unscathed, and at the end he gets a face burger for his efforts, but he's safe at second.
Boy, the play at third base today for both Aramis Ramirez and Ryan Friel has been stellar.
Well, Patterson has tried to bunt a couple of times this year, both times popping the ball up. He's got to learn to stay around a little bit longer. He's dropping the head of the bat. He keeps popping the ball straight up. And Friel shows you why the Reds really like him. He plays full-out hustle regardless of where they put him, and that was a spectacular play.
We'll see how big Walker's play looms in this ball game. He's at second now with Sosa up and Alou on deck. 1 ball, no strikes to Sammy, who's walked and struck out today. You figure he's starting to dial in Harang right about now. Center field, pretty deep. Griffey going back, still going back on the track, hauls it in. Walker again will tag. He'll move to third. Reds fumble the relay. Now Walker's coming home, and he's out by plenty. That's twice today the Cubs have tried to take an extra base. And twice the Cincinnati Reds have spoiled the plans. Not very good base running here.
Well, I think Wendell might have felt that the relay man was going to go blind on the play, but it didn't work out that way, and he's out by 30 feet.
4-4 after 5.
What's there to do in Philly? Oh, boy.
Well, I guess they want to come over and see the Liberty Bell.
You got the Liberty Bell.
We have the Liberty Bell.
Pretzels.
The National Constitution Museum.
There's lots of theater, excellent restaurants.
Well, there's a lot of culture here.
It's like a baby New York.
For me, it's
cheesesteak.
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 Now there's another great reason to go to Philly. You can fly there for just $99 on Southwest Airlines.
I love Philadelphia.
Your
are now free to move about the country.
There's only one with the best-selling vehicles in America. Only one has explored Chicago's best-selling medium sport utility and the best-selling F-150, the 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Only one has Mustang, Chicago's best-selling sports car, and Ranger, the best-selling compact truck. Ford is the one. Now your Ford store is offering the one big event of the year. 0% financing or $1,500 to $3,750 total cash back on Chicago's favorite vehicles. Ford, the one and only.
Call dibs on the remote because Comcast Digital Cable with Stars has more exciting options than ever before. Subscribe now for just $39.99 a month. Get hundreds of favorite channels like ESPN, Disney, and up to 5 channels of Stars. Everything from music videos to sports, news to kid shows. And now get new releases exclusively available on Stars, including blockbusters like Finding Nemo, Anger Management, and Chicago. Call 1-866-98-CABLE to order Comcast Digital Cable with Stars. Only $39.99 a month.
The Volkswagen Spring Sales Drive is going on now. That means it's a really good time to get behind the wheel of your very own road-hugging, German-engineered Volkswagen. Each one is packed with cool features and backed by a 4-year, 50,000-mile limited warranty. And now, for a little while at least, you can get a new Jetta GL for just $189 a month. So see your local dealer soon, because like spring, this will be over before you know it.
Third double play of the day for the Cubs, the second unconventional double play for the Cubs on the day.
Well, Walker held up here. Once you hold up, you can't start him again. And he got the go-ahead and was out by plenty. In fact, Miller has the ball so far in advance and came out to meet Walker that really there was nothing for him to do. So with Alou and Ramirez looming, I think you have to pick your spots a little bit better, and the Cubs have run themselves out of a couple innings, and it's Wirtz against Larkin.
Wirtz appearing for the 7th time this year. Barry Larkin, as we told you in the pregame show, able to pinch hit today. He's been bothered with a sore forearm. He might be ready to go tomorrow, and you know about the long and illustrious career of Barry Larkin every day in the Cincinnati organization, and this, in all likelihood, his final season as the Cincinnati Red.
93 pitches for Mitre. So he had a full day's work in 5 innings, and he will leave this one with a no decision.
Arang also out of the game with 4 earned runs allowed in 5 innings, and Larkin rips it into right center field for a leadoff Cincinnati hit. Before the top of the Reds order comes up in a tie game, let us pause for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV Chicago.
Here's D'Angelo Jimenez. He's 2 out of 3. Ball 1 to Jimenez from Michael Wirtz.
Here's another situation for a hit and run. Larkin, although he doesn't run like he used to, still runs pretty well. And they might figure Jimenez will make contact if they send it.
No movement at first. That ball in the dirt. 2-0 your count. Miller family from Arizona is here. The Derdzinski family enjoying the ball game too. They'll be moving to Bethesda, Maryland, catching an early season Cub game here. And they've seen a good one. 4-4 to this point. High towering fly ball deep to right. Sammy back to the well. Goodbye. D'Angelo Jimenez has hit a 2-run home run to put Cincinnati in front.
That's his first home run of the year, but his 3rd hit today. And he's proven in this young season to be a real thorn in the side of the Cubs. And now the 2 base running blunders on the part of the Cubs loom large as the Reds take a 2-run lead. That fastball up and out over the plate. And Wirtz's bread and butter is going to be the sinker. If he gets the ball up, he's got some problems because he's less than overpowering.
So Jimenez, his last home run was against the Cubs last September. His first of this season against the Cubs in mid-April. Here's Castro. He's 1 for 3. Reds lead it 6-4. And a little pop, shallow right center. Walker going out. He can't get there, nor can Patterson. 3 straight hits have greeted Mike Wirtz, who again is appearing in the 7th game already this season.
Corey misread that ball off the bat. He broke back, and it was that step and a half or so that cost him any chance to get that one. Walker had no chance with the wind taking it away from him. Now Dusty Baker coming out. We'll watch it again. Just a late start. Corey playing deep, can't get it. And 3 hits in a row. Dusty trying to settle Wirtz down. A sinker baller giving up 3 straight hits in the air does not bode well heading to the middle of the order.
And that means Ken Griffey Jr., who's walked twice and tapped back to the mound. No decision for Sergio Mitre today. 4 earned runs, 8 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings. And now here's Griffey. 2 homers, 5 driven in. And a ball high, 1-0 your count.
They've got the same shift for Griffey now that they had for Dunn. So the pivot man on the double play is probably going to be Ramirez.
One ball, 1 strike. Snap throw toward first. Lee can't handle that. That's into right field and into the Cincinnati bullpen. Castro around second. He'll make it to third without a play.
It's going to go as an error on Michael Barrett. He tries to go behind Griffey and bounces the ball well in front of Lee. So as the ball rattles around in the bullpen, Castro goes all the way to third.
Two balls and a strike now to Griffey. Cubs have to bring the infield in. Down 2. Home run cut. He fouls it back.
It's like Todd Wellmeyer throwing in the bullpen.
Maybe for the Reds, today will be the day that Todd Van Poppel finally sees some work. Cincinnati team's carrying 12 pitchers, and here they are in their 9th game. Van Poppel has yet to throw a pitch in regulation.
They haven't gotten in the right situation quite yet.
2-2. Griffey sends a shot left center field. Forget about that. That's way out of the ballpark. Wirtz is getting shelled, folks. That's a second 2-run homer he's allowed. Big 4-run 6th as Griffey goes the other way. It's 8-4 Cincinnati.
Now the sign you saw from Dusty Baker was somebody go talk to him because we got to kill a little more time until Wellmeyer is ready. So we'll see who comes out, and it's going to be Barrett. He's going to spend as much time as he can on the mound as Wellmeyer has just gotten loose. Griffey just got loose with his 3rd home run. He's driven in 7. And so for a team that doesn't score a lot of runs via the home run, they've scored 4 via the home run here in the 6th inning.
484 of them now for Ken Griffey Jr. He'll get, assuming he stays healthy, into the low 500 home run total before it's all said and done.
And look, it's a strange situation with Griffey. He's still owed $66 million by the Reds, and yet they're trying to build a fan base, and his team is off to a great start. They can't think of moving Griffey because the fans probably wouldn't be real happy as long as his team is rolling along. So the longer they stay in it, the more they would want to keep Griffey. If they fall out of it, that's when there's probably going to be a few teams, if Griffey stays healthy, that would love to have him in center field and hitting in the middle of their lineup. So it's almost a catch-22 for the Cincinnati Reds.
Sean Casey hitting .406. Flies that toward left. Long run, Alou. He'll make the play. Everything, though, up from Wirtz. Another fly ball. This one caught for the first out of our 6th inning.
A sinker baller getting the fastball consistently up means that ERA is going to start to climb.
4 runs across for the Reds in the 6th. Here's Dunn, 2 for 3 with a run scored. That's off the plate.
For Michael Wirtz, who came in with an ERA of 5.68, his 7th performance is going to massage that a bit.
2-0 your count. We look a couple booths down to our left, and we see the Hall of Fame voice of the Reds, Marty Brennaman, here. Another honor might be coming his way this November. He's a nominee for the Radio Hall of Fame. A lot of luminaries in our business have earned that honor. I'm sure Marty delighted to be nominated to join the ranks of Mel Allen, Red Barber, Jack Brickhouse, Bob Uecker, Jack Buck, Ernie Harwell, Vince Scully, and my grandfather Harry Carey. So many happy returns to Marty. Hope that honor comes his way. Delightful fellow. 3 balls and a strike to Dunn.
I would think that would be it for Michael Wirtz. We'll see if Wellmeyer is ready, and here comes Dusty. There goes Michael.
Wirtz goes 1/3 of an inning. 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 homers, and a walk. Arm might be a little weary at this point in the young season. This is the 10th Cub game, and he's on for the 7th time. Todd Wellmeyer relieves him in the 6th. Cincinnati has built a 4-run lead here at Wrigley Field.
Smart. After we tell you that the Odyssey from Honda has been named by IntelliChoice as the best overall value in its class for 2004, and after we point out that the Odyssey received a 5-star crash test safety rating, there's really only one thing left to do. Offer an irresistible lease, of course. Smart. Very smart. Now you can lease an Odyssey EX for $279 a month for 36 months.
Yeah, no matter where I'm going, I know where I want to be. So let this beat drop, nothing can stop me. Make it like a track star through the train car, you know what I mean? I'm a fiend for Mickey D's.
McRib is back at McDonald's. Get a tangy and juicy McRib extra value meal for just $3.29. But you better hurry, it's here for a limited time only.
Time to have a ball with our Illinois Lottery moment. The Illinois Lottery celebrating their 30th anniversary. Joe Rios, Jay Blunk, John McDonough, and the rest of the Cubs marketing department present Greg Maddux with a souvenir replica of his 1992 Cubs jersey. A bunt try by Ryan Friel is fouled at the plate. Strike 1 as Todd Wellmeyer greets the Reds in the 6th inning.
Tough day for Michael Wirtz, who couldn't get the ball down, and the Reds put 4 on the board, and this inning isn't over yet. There's the numbers on Wellmeyer. He's thrown very well, although the control hasn't been what he'd like. Pretty good idea by Friel, who has real good speed, trying to bunt his way on. He's got that bandaged up right arm where he made that diving catch. Ran into the fence right by the dugout.
No balls and a strike. Instead to first base. Well, the Cubs find themselves now heading to the late innings in a spot you don't want to be against the Reds, having to score against their bullpen. Real tough to do on a consistent basis as Todd misses low and away, a ball and a strike.
It's such a lively day at the ballpark, though, with the wind blowing out of the south, meaning it's straight out, that no lead is safe. Bullpen ERA for the Florida Marlins remarkable. For the Reds, excellent at 2.05.
And it went up with 4 runs allowed yesterday against the Phillies. That's the only reason they don't have a better ERA than Florida. 1-1 count to Ryan Friel, and time called at the plate.
Wellmeyer taking a long time, trying to freeze Adam Dunn.
Marlins are in action tonight in Atlanta. Darren Oliver will try to extend the Marlins scoreless pitching string. It's 30 consecutive innings. And congratulations to Hee-Sop Choi, the former Cub. Stoney off to a good start. He's hit 5 home runs already for the Marlin team.
Well, he's making the most of his hits. He has 6 hits. 5 of them have left the ballpark. And now Chuck Merriweather has gone into the Cub dugout. And right now they're going to play with 3 umpires. And if he stays there, the umpires are going to have to rotate.
1-2. Foul back and out of play to Friel. I think Cub fans probably feel the same way Merriweather feels right about now.
And I've seen enough of this inning. He's decided to take a break.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 8-4 Cincinnati. 2 long home runs. Pulled toward third. That's into the left field corner. Dunn around second. He'll motor on to third. Alou fields cleanly. Friel hustles into second with a 1-out double.
And they had their shift, so C.B. Buckner, the home plate umpire, had to go to third if there was going to be a play. And that meant that Eric Cooper, the first base umpire, had to shift to the plate. The umpires did it real well. Of course, they practice things like this, and all you ask of an umpiring crew is shift into position. And this umpiring crew did it very well. The double down the line, and the Reds continue to pound away, and now they're going to intentionally walk Willie Mo Pena.
That'll set up a double play with Corky Miller coming up.
Well, I would think it would be just about time for a minor league report. Of course, then again, that's just me. There's a look at Corky.
There's a look at ball 4, and here's a look at the Cubs minor league report.
Glendon Rush was spectacular. 1 hit in 6 innings. David Kelton with a home run at AAA. And Brian Corey with the save. That was all at the Iowa Cubs. They're in second place. A scant 2 games out of first. Of course, they've only played 8.
They take on the Astros AAA team, New Orleans, later on today. West Tennessee had the day off. They're 3-3. Daytona off to a slow start. They're 1-7 in Florida State League action.
Yeah, but look at my beloved Lugnuts.
They are rolling. 5-2 are the Lugnuts, just a game out of first place. Neither Boise nor Mesa have yet started their minor league play. 1-0 to Corky Miller.
Well, that was a real good fake to third, but Derek Lee was well off the bag at first.
One ball, no strikes. Bags full of Reds.
Harry Larkin, who led off this inning as a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle, and barring a double play, which ended the 3rd inning off the bat of Miller, Larkin will come to bat again.
Late strike 2 called to Miller. 1-2. Did he offer? He did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants host the Dodgers tonight. The long anticipated return of Jason Schmidt will take place for San Francisco today. Dallas Perez will pitch for the Dodgers, who are seeing Sean Green hit like he did a couple of years ago. Green went 7 for 10 against the Padres and scored 7 runs. And if Green continues to hit, that Dodger offense, which was so anemic last year, should be in pretty good shape. Los Angeles has won 6 of their first 9 games on the campaign.
And they lead the West.
You know, the guy at the end is going to be in pretty good shape. Gagne 65 for 65 in saves.
Well, that's a huge weapon to have. An automatic closer of the game.
3-2 with 1 out. And Wellmeyer walks in a run.
Well, this particular inning isn't going very well.
This has been great. Blows the book on Wirtz. He allows 5. In 1/3 of an inning. Friel to third, Pena to second, Miller to first. Give him his first RBI.
And Chuck Merriweather had a pretty good idea leaving the field and going into the clubhouse.
You think we can go down and sit with Chuck Merriweather the rest of the season?
I said it was a very nice idea.
It's really been great.
Larkin gets to hit again. Hopefully this is the last time we'll see him this inning.
He led it off with a single. Scored ahead of the Jimenez homer. Then Castro single. Took third on an error. Griffey pounded a ball into the bleachers in left center. Now a bases loaded walk is scored done, and the Reds aren't finished yet. 1-2 to the Cincinnati captain.
The Cincinnati team came in third from the bottom in offense. But today they've hit everything in sight. They've been helped out by a few too many bases on balls.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That's out of play. Understand former Cub Joe Carter's just gotten off a golf course.
I was going to have to say it had to be the golf course.
Watching our game today, I'm sure Joe really misses being in the booth on afternoons like this.
And rain delays.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up right side, long run. Sammy in the corner. Has no play. Big Cub fan, Joel and Max Glass enjoying the game down in Central Florida today. Hasn't gone well for the Cubs. 9-4 in the 6th. 2-2. Second out of the inning. Jimenez to bat with the bags full. Before he does, we'll step aside quickly and tell you what's coming up on WGN.
Kira's first date is ruined when her meddling family decides to tag along. Don't miss the hit WB series Reba, tonight at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
Here's Jimenez, a 2-run homer, started the Cincinnati attack.
Well, he gets to tie a record held by many. 2 home runs in the same inning. I can't believe anybody would hit 3 in the same inning
without getting knocked down. 1 ball, no strikes. That one evens it up at 1-1.
Well, the Cub offense, which is high-powered, has some time to come back. They're going to have to come back against a pretty good bullpen. But with the wind blowing straight out, no lead is safe.
Did he go? Apparently not.
Well, you'd like to appeal to third, but with Chuck Merriweather in the clubhouse, they had to appeal to Mike Riley, and he says no. Apparently they appealed to Mark Berry, the third base coach.
And he's definitely going to say no swing. Fly ball left center field. Moises and Patterson converge, and the bleeding finally stops. That was ugly, folks. 5 runs come in for Cincinnati. They hit 2 out of the ballpark, and they've taken a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 6th.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Pepsi. It's the Cola.
Try
Try the all-new, sleeker, more powerful Solara on for size.
It looks good on you.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah, Wiener World. No? Hi, guys. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gathering.
Hot dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi, it's the cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
The all-new Dodge Durango. With 5-star, the highest frontal crash test rating. And all-new power. All-new room. All-new ride. All-new interior. All-new capability. All-new capacity. 1 part power, 1 part comfort. The all-new Dodge Durango. Now exceptionally well-qualified buyers can get an all-new base Durango for $349 a month for 39 months with $613 down.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Don't pass up your chance to experience a Cubs game from one of the official rooftop partners across the street from Wrigley Field. For more information, visit www.ballparkrooftops.com. Beautiful day to catch a game from up there today. 13 hits, though, for the Reds. They've scored 9 times. And in the 6th inning, Moises Alou, Aramis Ramirez, and Derek Lee will face John Reedling.
Reedling on for the 5th time. He is yet to allow anything. That will probably end today.
But it's tough to come back on this Cincinnati bullpen, Steve, and as we've seen for so many years at Wrigley, tough to come back this time of day. Look at where the shadows are as we move on into the late afternoon.
I think you've got another inning of visibility.
A rocket to left. Will that stay in the park? It'll hit off the base of the wall. Moises Alou gallops into second. There's a good start. Leadoff double.
Cubs are going to come back at Reedling, and the visibility is still real good for about another half inning. So this would be a good inning to peck away at this lead. That fastball right down the middle and up, and Moises a triple away from the cycle as he drives this ball against what will be the ivy.
So he and Aramis Ramirez are a perfect 5 for 5. Alou stands at second for the Cub third baseman, who's had one of his best days in a Cub uniform. He's picked the ball beautifully twice over at third base. He singled, homered, and knocked in 2. Wow, Chuck Merriweather apparently about a food poisoning. That's why he had to leave the game. So the umpires down a man in the 6th. Another shot to left. That's going to score a run. Alou can crawl home. Ramirez 3 for 3. He's on his way to second, and the Cubs down 9-5.
Well, Moises singled in the 1st, and then Ramirez singled. Then Moises hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd, and then Ramirez hit a homer. Moises leads off with a double, and then Ramirez doubles him home, and he's driven in a run with every at-bat. So Reedling's ERA in short order is an ERA. It came in at nothing, and 2 hitters later, it's starting to climb. And the Cubs are starting to climb back into this one.
Derek Lee looking to make some solid contact here. He's hitting a double play and struck out. 9-5. Wind blowing out. As you know, no lead safe. Kent Merker is up in the Cub bullpen as we head to the bottom half of the lineup card. Old foul past Wendell Kim. 0-2 to the big Cub first baseman.
Here's a look at Kent. The boys in the middle today have been pretty impressive. 6 for 6 with 5 runs driven home, and both a triple away from the cycle.
2 strikes to Lee. He stays alive. It's a long shot for as he almost got hit by the foul pop coming back.
I think he did get hit. That one bounced high off the screen and then plunked him, and he's going, it's tough enough, I got to avoid the pitcher, but on the bounce back, I think it went off his helmet.
They don't call it the friendly confines for nothing, Derek.
Yeah, you got to be heads up all the time. You can't turn your back for a minute like bullfighting.
Ooh, that didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 2 strike. Bullfighting.
Yeah, I was, you know, in my youth.
I know the bull part. You're an expert at it.
In my youth, that's what I used to do in my spare time.
A stevedore you were.
Never turned my back on the bull.
1 and 2. That's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Fans are going to be treated to an offensive extravaganza before this one is over.
And before the weekend's over. It's going to be warm till Monday. 2-2. Got him swinging. Riedling gets his first man in the 6th inning. Ramirez still at second. 1 out now for Cub catcher Michael Barrett.
Well, it's been a real tough day for Barrett so far, but this could be a redeemer. That fastball thrown by Lee. Barrett on a bad base running play get doubled off. He's made a throwing error. But you hit the ball hard here and you forget about all those other things.
0-1 your count.
We'll add in the passed ball later, but he's been off to a red-hot start with the bat. He hit a couple of home runs yesterday.
Driven toward right. Pena battling the sun. Makes the play. No tag at second. 2 men out.
Did a nice job of not only with the sunglasses, but using his glove to shield and see the ball. That's a tough sun field this time of day. And you see him put up the glove along with the sunglasses. It allows him to take a look and see the baseball. It's a good job of outfielding by Pena.
Alex Gonzalez up.
I don't think they'll pitch around Alex here with Hollinsworth in the on-deck circle.
Nobody up in the red pen, so let's see if Alex can keep it alive here.
Well, he's looking for a fastball middle in. You figure Riedling's going to stay away with the hard stuff.
A little number up the middle. That's short. Good pick, good throw. Goodbye, Alex. Cubs get a run on 2 hits in the 6th inning and pull ever closer. The Reds, though, still have a 4-run lead as we head to the 7th.
Leon, you're a star football player trying to play professional baseball. The question, why?
Well, Chuck, the reason's simple. Like a lot of Americans, Leon struggles to make it financially. $20 million a year just doesn't go as far as it used to.
It doesn't?
Now, when you get 4 mansions, 6 SUVs, and 12 sports cars to support, it doesn't.
Still, why play baseball?
Because the post office wasn't taking applications. I told you, Chuck, cash.
And my kid's gonna love this.
That'll be $5.
Make bare spots in your lawn disappear with NK Grass Patch from Menards. It's a blend of seed, mulch, and fertilizer. Just pour it out and water, or add color to your landscaping with Wildflower Mix. Only $3.98 each. Get the ground ready for a new lawn or gardens with pro-grade gear-drive tillers by Artisam. A 5.5-horse front tine tiller is on sale $289. A 6-horse rear tine model is $474. Dig in to big savings at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Look at this. Say it with me. Woo! Woo! I knew today was going to be my lucky day.
Anniversary ticket. I'll take one of those.
Look
for specially marked 30th anniversary tickets with over $100 million in available prizes. The Illinois Lottery. Have a ball.
Whoa! Say it with me.
Imagine a Civic for $159 a month. And IntelliChoice's best overall value for 2004. Oh yeah, did I mention it's a Honda? Good things do come in threes, don't they? Now you can lease a Civic Value Package for $159 a month for 36 months.
The shortstop, Juan Castro, goes to work. Cubs get a run back in the 6th. 3 innings left. And Kent Merker, the 4th Cub pitcher on the day, goes to work.
It's fallen behind 2-0. Bullpen today for the Cubs has had a bit of a problem, but still a ways to go. 9 outs for the Cubs. A very lively day here.
Yeah, your big bats are going to come up once, maybe twice more in the game. As Martinez takes over at short. He'll hit 9th on the lineup card. Merker 8th. 2-1 to Castro. Fly ball right center. Corey, pretty good jump. Still going back. Still going back. 1 step shy of the track. 1 man down.
Well, Castro and Martinez very similar in what they do for their respective clubs. They can both play all over the infield. Both hit the ball very well. And both give you excellent defense at 3 interior positions. So Corey Patterson runs that one down, and there's 1 out heading to the middle of the order. And maybe the lefty-lefty matchup for the Cubs will be a little better.
Well, that's why Merker's in. Now you've got Griffey, Casey, and Dunn. 3 left-handed bats to face Merker. These guys were teammates last season in Cincinnati. 0-1 to Griffey. 484 lifetime home runs for Junior, including 1 in the 6th inning. The Reds sent 11 to the plate.
Well, now the visibility much to the advantage of the pitchers because he's in bright sunlight, the hitter obscured in shadows.
Line towards second, right into the teeth of the shift. 2 outs. And Sean Casey will come up for the Reds. And as soon as he's retired by Merker, Dave Leto, head coach at DePaul University, their fine basketball program, will sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Phil Norton, the one and only left-hander in the bullpen, getting loosened up for the Reds.
Two out there, clear for Casey, and that one's smoked into center field. That guy can hit.
Well, he certainly loves to hit against the Cubs. And today, no exception. He's 2 for 4.
Casey entered this season for Cincinnati. As that ball's off the plate's done. A lifetime .331 hitter against the Cubs. He drove in 77 runs last season, 11 of them against Cub pitching. As you know, the Cubs have one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball, so Casey saved his best for the best. So he's got a couple of hits on the day, and Dunn with a 1-1 count. 4 homers, 4 RBIs for Dunn, who's hitting a whopping .370.
Normally, you can neutralize Dunn with a left-hander because he's another one of those guys that is a dead pull hitter. One of the surprises for Griffey today, his home run went to left center field, as he normally tries to pull everything.
1-2. Merker drops down and takes care of Adam Dunn. No runs, a hit, a man left. Dave Leto from DePaul University here with "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Conductor for "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" is Dave Leto, DePaul men's basketball coach.
Cub fans, how we doing? It's a beautiful day.
How about we make a date to get back here in October for the World Series? Are you ready? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Well, it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Come on, Cubbies, let's get some runs!
Has anybody checked the interior?
Some of the finest leather I've ever seen.
Premium leather?
Power rear door.
Rear seat DVD entertainment system.
Entertainment system?
And navigation.
It's a camera. It's a rear view camera.
The Lexus RX 330. Putting the world on notice. Again. At your Chicago area Lexus dealer.
Lawn weeds. Some products will kill them, but they'll burn holes in your lawn too. The solution? Ortho Weed Be Gone. It kills the toughest weeds without ever harming your grass. Guaranteed. Ortho Weed Be Gone. Kills weeds, not lawns.
The WB Friday kicks off the weekend with Reba. Then, the big essay Holly's writing is gone. The important thing is to not panic.
Oh, no!
A fresh What I Like About You, followed by a Grounded for Life that's really fresh from the frog.
Even if I liked frogs, this is too many frogs. Brad, take them off now!
Plus, it's the season finale of The Help. It's the WB Friday comedies.
Tonight at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
After that stirring rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game from Dave Leto, Ramon Martinez decided to get things going offensively. He rips a double over the head of Adam Dunn to lead off the home half of the 7th.
Making Dusty Baker look like a genius with the flip-flop batting order. He leads off with a 2-base hit as the Cubs try to fight their way back into this one, and the bullpen up and going for Cincinnati. That means that Corky Miller's out to talk with Riedling. And he wants to kill a lot of time. Now, Jerry Narin came out. He talked to C.B. Buckner, who wants to talk with Mike Riley. And I guess he wants to know if he was inserted into that spot in the batting order. I think he might be saying that maybe the lineup card that he saw, it was a different order. It's the only thing I can think about.
Well, we assumed that with Merker coming in and Martinez coming into the game at the same time, that
Merker would be in Gonzalez's spot and Martinez in, but it depends on what the lineup card says. We know that that was the idea of the double switch. Now we have to see if that was the thinking of the umpire, and I would assume, I mean, this isn't Dusty's first rodeo, so I would assume that that's something he got right.
Well, this does serve another purpose too. In a 4-run game with the wind blowing out at this ballpark, it gives that Cincinnati bullpen a few extra precious tosses to get loose, with now the top of the order coming up. They've got Phil Norton. He's their lone left-hander. They have a right-hander down there as well. We will introduce you to him in just a moment as we welcome Dave Leto from DePaul here. Nice to see you, Dave.
Nice to see you.
Nice
How's
job
everything?
singing. Terrific.
I felt a little bit more comfortable this time.
Starting to get the voice back after a long college basketball campaign.
Yeah. I need these few weeks to get it back.
Recap the season. A great year for you guys. 22 victories this season.
Yeah, it was really fun. The guys worked really hard coming together. We had our share of ups and downs. I don't Dusty's complaining a little bit, but
yeah, Dusty's coming out. I think you're right, Stoney.
He's going to talk about the lineup card, and he's going to say, look, on my lineup card, I had it right. I'm not sure about your lineup card. And that's, I think, Chippy, that's the problem in this one.
Yeah, the Reds are saying Martinez batted out of order. And Dusty Baker's really hot.
Can we have two managers get thrown out in the same game?
It's quite possible. Yes, it's going to happen. Dusty Baker said he made the double switch. The umpires didn't write it down that way, and they're saying Martinez batted out of order.
Well, this is as aggravated as I've seen Dusty in his tenure as a Cub manager, and I got to believe, like I said, A guy who's been around in this, his 12th Major League season, is not going to make a rookie mistake. You know that he put those guys in the order that he should have put them in, and somehow it didn't translate on the lineup card. He gets his hat back so he can throw it again. And he's got the lineup card back so he can throw that again.
See, Dave, even the college coaches aren't the only guys that lose their temper from time to time.
Well,
this is a huge play.
Generally speaking, it's regarding the referees, or in this case, umpires. And I tend to think that based on the outside pitch that the manager for Cincinnati got thrown out with earlier, that he might be asleep at the wheel. That would be my prediction.
Well, the big thing is, instead of a man at second and nobody out, and Dusty is kicking everything inside.
I've never seen him this hot, ever.
I know that he did the right thing on the lineup card, and I think he's just incensed that for some reason the umpires didn't have it that way. Now there's one out, nobody on. A huge turnaround in this one. And now the fans are throwing things out of the field, which makes no sense whatsoever.
And now the Cincinnati outfielders are wisely going to come in, as Dick Paul will now come out and join the umpiring trio, and Jerry Narin, the acting manager for the Cincinnati Reds. We will check with Sharon Panazzo and the official score as to in what place Martinez and Merker were announced in the lineup card.
I would have to assume that the umpires have them into the lineup straight up, meaning Martinez would fill the spot of Gonzalez, and then you'd have the pitcher spot due up ninth. But Dusty, again, he wanted Martinez in the lineup in a flip-flop batting order to put Merker into the eighth spot, so you don't need a pinch hitter, and you lead off with Martinez, who led off the inning.
So we sent Joe Rios over to ask Sharon Panazzo. She does not know which way they were put into the batting order. And so Dusty Baker, like Dave Miley, also ejected from the game. A leadoff double now goes by the boards. Martinez is out for batting out of order. And now Todd Walker is going to come up and hit.
And we'd like to get some of the ground crew out there to clean up the outfield, because until they do, we can't really start this one. And now Jerry Narin is going to the bullpen. He wants to get their lone left-hander. Phil Norton comes in to face the Walker-Patterson part of his batting order, and they'll have a right-hander up and ready to go when they get down to the Sosa-Alou right-handed part of the batting order.
So Martinez leads off with a double. He's called out for batting out of order. We will not know until the end of this game whether or not the umpire erred or Martinez and the Cubs erred. But that's Dusty Baker losing it and getting run. And as we said, I've never seen Baker that hot.
No, the most aggravated we've seen him as a Cub manager. You have to believe that he had it the way you'd think he'd have it with Martinez in the ninth spot. And Jerry Narin wisely had something different, so he waited to see the result of the at-bat of Martinez, because if he had it different on his lineup card, Martinez leads off with a hit, you go out, you complain, and you take him down. If he makes an out, you don't say anything.
That's right, and ultimately it doesn't matter what either Narin or Baker have. It's what the home plate umpire has. His is the official game card for the game. He had it with Merker supposed to lead off. Martinez did instead. He's called out. The Reds are going to go to the bullpen. We'll step aside, take a quick break right here, tell you who the new Cincinnati pitcher will be here at Wrigley Field in Chicago.
The WB Friday kicks off the weekend with Reba. Then, the big essay Holly's writing is gone. The important thing is to not panic.
Oh, no!
A fresh What I Like About You, followed by a Grounded for Life that's really fresh from the frog.
Even if I liked frogs, this is too many frogs. Brad, take them off now!
Plus, it's the season finale of The Help. It's the WB Friday comedies.
Tonight at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
He was king of the ring.
World champion, yeah.
But his biggest prize...
Told you the diamond story?
...has been stashed away for over 40 years.
So why don't you go get him?
Now, these 3 generations...
Hi.
Hello. With nothing in common.
Oh, come on.
Have something to fight for.
Diamonds. Got a blast.
Kirk Douglas.
One for all.
And Dan Aykroyd.
And all for one.
Diamonds. Saturday night at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
This is
WGN Morning News.
It's Chicago's news, made fresh daily.
incredible news, incredible fun.
So Mike Riley, the crew chief, informing Don Frisky and our official score that apparently home plate umpire C.B. Buckner was not informed of the double switch and the flip-flop batting order. So Martinez, leading off the 7th inning, is ruled out of order. His double is wiped away. He's out. And the Reds bring on Phil Norton.
And he's going to face Walker and probably Patterson.
And again, we're visiting with Dave Lato from DePaul. It's almost as tough as describing the illegal defense, as they used to call it in the NBA.
It certainly is. I still don't know exactly what happened, but as you said, I've never seen Dusty act that way, and I think he probably had a good right to do that.
So former Cub Phil Norton's on here in the 7th. Base is empty with one man out. Steve, I did not hear who got the put out on that play. It's really irrelevant.
The only thing I can think is 2 unassisted, but who knows. But Dave, how does the team look for the coming season?
I think pretty good. We have a real good nucleus of veterans coming back. 3 seniors that have played a lot of minutes in the 2 years that I've been there, and I'm excited about our newcomers, and the guys really want to work hard to get back to where we were. You know, you get a taste of success, and nobody wants to give that up, so they're already in the gym getting ready, and I'm looking forward to next season already.
You're associated with such a good program at UConn. It must have been great to get your own program here in Chicago.
Oh, no doubt. And when I came here, I was told of what the city would do if you bring a winner, and how they can embrace you. And I feel that, you know, not just what we do in the gym, but, you know, our guys can walk around and feel very, very proud about the effort that they put forth. And this is a tremendous city that respects good, hard play. So I'm happy we were able to give them that.
St. John's came a-calling, and you decided to stay.
Yeah, you know, and I really didn't look at it as an opportunity to leave. I just wanted to.
Walker with a base hit to left. That cost the Cubs a run, perhaps. 9-5 the score. 1 on, 1 out with Patterson, Sosa, and Alou coming up. Didn't mean to interrupt today.
Oh, that's fine. You know, they looked at it, and being a guy that's from the East, I have a history with what St. John's means in college basketball. One of the top 5 programs in terms of wins, and so I looked at it as an opportunity just to see where they're at and where they want to go. But as I told our players, I remain committed to you all. That they were fortunate enough to put me in that kind of position, and I didn't want to walk away from them with a job that we haven't completed yet.
Here's Patterson, 1 on, 1 out. Cincinnati leading 9-5, and a big swing and a miss. Well, Dave, it's been an eventful 7th inning. We appreciate you hanging in here with us today, and best of luck to you and the rest of the folks at DePaul University next year.
Skip and Steve, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Be well. No balls and a strike to Patterson. 9-5 is our score, and that one hangs upstairs. 1-1. Steve, for the fans at home who don't understand the way changes are made in a Major League Baseball game. Player A is replaced by player B. What's the procedure, and how is that entered officially at home plate?
You have to talk to the home plate umpire and let him know the batting order with which you intend to make your substitutions. And what Buckner is saying, and what Jerry Narron came out to say, is we weren't informed of the flip-flop batting order. Dusty insisted that he did. The umpire gets the deciding vote, and you can understand where Dusty, who's been around a long time, would take exception to that. So they were saying that the lineup came in straight up, meaning Martinez would hit in the 8th spot, and then you'd need a pinch hitter if you intended to keep Merker in the game. What Dusty obviously intended was for Martinez to hit in the 9th spot, Merker in the 8th spot, who made the last out of the inning. Didn't work out that way, and a double is taken off the board, and after that base hit, you can see what the inning might have been, and still might be, but it's a tough way to lose a 2-base hit.
There's one into the right field corner, though. Walker around second, on his way to third. Patterson is going to leg that into a 2-base hit.
Well, Norton came in to get the 2 left-handers out, and now you know they're going to go to the bullpen. Again, with Miley thrown out of the game and Jerry Narron in control, it won't be too long till he'll make a visit to the mound. The 2 left-handers with 2 base hits, and Sammy gets a chance to hit with runners at second and third and cut into this 4-run deficit.
So Norton faces 2 hitters, retires neither one of them. He gives up a couple of hits, And he will depart with Sosa, Alou, and Ramirez coming up for the Cubs. A wild 7th inning at Wrigley Field. The Cubs still very much alive, down 9-5.
It's a whole new way to see it.
Way out of here.
A whole new way to hear it.
Sox win.
A whole new way to feel it. Now watch your team like never before as WGN makes Chicago television history again. Broadcasting every home game of the Cubs, Sox, and Bulls in crystal clear, widescreen, high-definition television.
Yeah.
WGN Sports in HD. It's a whole new ballgame. On the WB's Big Sunday, Charmed what's sexier than ever.
Ding dong.
The first of 5 fresh episodes.
Excuse me, it's Phoebe. You're here to save me or kill me.
A fresh Charmed. Then a love triangle snapped.
There is no me and Heather.
Now that the ex-wife has beaten the other woman,
We have to get back together.
can she still rekindle the flame?
I don't think I'm certain about what I want with Denise.
A fresh high school reunion after a fresh Charmed. Sunday night at 7 on WGN, Chicago's WB.
This weather office will address our coverage of the weather not only on WGN TV, but in the Chicago Tribune and on our website. And the CLTV weather team will join us as well. So you'll have essentially the entire Tribune weather forecasting operation in the same facility. And there's no other weather office in the Chicago area that is doing that under the same roof. It's a pretty amazing operation.
Snow, rain, or shine, depend on the WGN Weather Center on WGN News, morning, noon, and 9.
Today's game on WGN is being produced in high definition, brought to you by Grant's Appliances TV and Audio. Here's the schedule for our upcoming HD TV broadcasts of the Cubs and Sox on WGN for our Chicago area audience only. Tomorrow and Monday against the Reds, and the Yankees and Sox hook up Thursday on the south side. 4-run game. Sosa coming up to face Brian Reith with 1 out in the 7th inning.
Reith, a hard-throwing, huge right-hander at 6'5", 220. Last year at Cincinnati, 42 appearances. He started one of those games. The ERA just up over 4.
The Reds gave up a lead late yesterday. The Cubs would love them to do it again today. Downstairs, ball 2, and you've got the 2 hottest hitters lurking next. That's Alou and Ramirez. They're 6 for 6. With 5 runs driven in.
Well, they've already scored the first run of the year against Riedling, and now they're going to try to do it to Brian Reith.
2 balls, no strikes as Sammy chases Ernie Banks. Nowhere near, ball 3. Reith started last year at AAA. And finished the season with the Reds. 3-0 your count. Taking all the way, 3 balls and a strike. Bases are loaded for Moises Alou. So the normally reliable Red bullpen having some butterflies at Wrigley today. And here's Moises. As we said, 3 for 3, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, a 2-run homer, the big blow back in the 3rd inning.
You hit it at the 2 seagulls in right center field. You can run all day and clear the bases.
They're picking up the remnants of the popcorn that were thrown from the bleachers earlier in the inning. A Cub at every base. The pitch to Alou is over the outside corner.
.31 career triples, that would give him the cycle. And Don Gullett looking anxiously on.
No balls and a strike. Late strike 2 call.
Well, I've seen CB have better days than he's had behind the plate today. It's a bit of an inconsistent strike zone. Miller wants it inside. Looked like it had the plate, but it looked like it might have dipped a little low. Miller brought it back up into the zone, and quickly Moises down 0-2.
1 out, bags full. Cubs down 4 in the 7th. The pitch is off the plate. Good stop by Miller. That saved the run. Walker, Patterson, and Sammy Sosa are aboard.
Good stop by Corky Miller as this one bounces up off the chest protector. He's able to keep it in front. Cub bullpen up and going. We've seen a whole lot of both pens today. That young man feels it's a little noisy around Wrigley Field. He's probably the only one.
1-2. Wow, that didn't miss by much. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Reith, the unhappy combatant. He thought he had Alou struck out.
Well, CB has evened up the calls. That one dips low and out of the zone, about the same height as the strike call.
That was a better pitch than the one called strike 2. Here comes the 2-2. He's called out on strikes. 2 down.
You should have no complaints on that one. That was a pretty good pitch. Corky Miller wants it inside. That one had a good piece of the plate, and I think it was high enough. You got the benefit of the call last time. You're usually not going to get 2 pitches in a row. Moises thought it was down. Now it's up to Ramirez, with the sack still full.
He's driven in 3. He hit a solo home run in the 3rd. And Reith delivers a first pitch strike.
I wonder if he's ever given up a grand slam.
$40,000 plus, hoping for a grand slam here that could tie the game. 0-1 to Aramis. 0-2 now as we've reached 5 o'clock in the Central Time Zone.
I think Aramis is a better shot at a home run than a triple. He gets a triple every 100 games, and I think he's between that. And Reith has got a good moving fastball today. He kept that one right in on the hands of Ramirez.
So sometime in early July we should expect a triple for Aramis.
At least one.
2-strike pitch. He laid off. It's 1-2 now. A crazy 7th inning began with a leadoff double, we thought, from Ramon Martinez. But apparently the Cubs batted out of order. Walker and Patterson singled and doubled with 1 out. Sosa walked. Moises was called out on strikes. Now a 1-2 pitch is forthcoming to the Cub third baseman. Line over third. That's fair. Walker scores. Patterson around third. He will score. Sammy to third. They put up the red light. 2 runs are in. It's a 9-7 game. Aramis Ramirez with a rope.
I thought Sammy would have been able to score on that one. Must have gotten off to a slow start because that ball not only hit the sidewall but bounded away from Dunn. See, Miller wants it low and away, and he hangs that slider. And this one taken right down the line. And for a while, you thought that Ramirez had a shot at that triple. Not only goes into the corner, but then Dunn overruns it. And 2 runs score. It's a 2-run game.
And now one swing of the bat could put the Cubs in front. Here's Lee. He's 0 for 3. A double play and a couple of strikeouts. Cubs would love a base hit here. Wind blowing straight out. Crowd down the right field line and left field line on their feet as this Cub team won't say die in the 7th.
Ramirez has driven in 5 runs. He's driven in at least 1 run with every one of his 4 at-bats today.
Chop foul at the plate. A ball and a strike. What a day for Ramirez and Alou in the middle of this Cub batting order. They're 7 for 8 with 5 extra base hits. And 7 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 now. Derek Lee.
This one well off the plate outside. It started out a ball and kept on going wider.
Just put it in play, Derek. Still a long way to go in this game. A hit could tie it. Sosa at third, Ramirez at second, and Lee backs away. That almost hit him. Count evens up at 2-2. Lower part of the Reds batting order due up in the 8th inning. The Cub pen ready to go in a 9-7 game. He's playing with fire. It's 3-2. Yesterday's hero, Michael Barrett, waits on deck. Here comes the crowd again. Strike three called inside corner. Lee can't believe it. The Cubs get 2 in the 7th. 2 runs on 3 hits. A couple of men left. We've got a 2-run game with 2 innings to play.
Introducing the only minivan with 2 rows of fold-and floor seats. The all-new 2005 Grand Caravan.
Come on in, Dad.
I'll finish that in the morning. The new stow-and-go seating, plus a great warranty, plus $1,000 cash allowance. Gets you the best values in America.
There's just no limit to the great things And brings together. And now that includes an unlimited array of unlimited calling plans from AT&T. And can take you wherever you want to go, right from your home phone. Come together with And from AT&T.
Yeah, no matter where I'm going, I know where I want to be. So let this beat drop, nothing can stop me. Make it like a track star through the train car, you know what I mean? I'm a fiend for Mickey D's.
McRib is back at McDonald's. Get a tangy and juicy McRib extra value meal for just $3.29. But you better hurry, it's here for a limited time only.
McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Well, tomorrow the Cubs will play the Reds again at 1:20. The first 20,000 fans get a scratch and win card. 100 random winners get a Mitchell & Ness Cooperstown Authentic Collection 1908 Cubs home jersey, compliments of MBNA. There's no purchase necessary. For complete rules, visit Wrigley Field or Cubs.com. Cubs and Reds and a 1908 Cubs home jersey, compliments of MBNA tomorrow.
Farnsworth comes into the game as the bullpen carousel continues, and Kyle on for the 6th time. He's had a bit of a tough time in the early going.
He'll face Friel, Pena, and Miller for Cincinnati here. And that's out of play to the Cincinnati third baseman. Cubs with a fine comeback in that 7th inning, get 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits. There was a 4th hit, but erased on batting out of order. So when we go to the bottom of the 8th, you'll have Barrett, Martinez, then the pitcher spot due up. And I'm sure the post-game commentary will be very interesting after this one. Buckner behind the plate has not had a real good day. Jerry Narron caught the Cubs in a batting out of order. Dusty Baker said he told him it was a flip-flop. So it's he said, he said. Ramirez, another terrific play. He's had a great day all around. 1 out.
Ryan Friel has hit the daylights out of the ball today. He's got 2 for 5 to show for it, but he lined out to second base in the first inning, and now he lines out at Ramirez, who's had not only a great day at bat, but a great day in the field.
That's 3 fine defensive efforts for Ramos Ramirez. Here's Willie Mo Pena. He's been on base 4 times today. An RBI single to highlight back in inning number 3. Ball high from Farnsworth. Well, if form follows function, the Cubs have double digits in hits.
Every one of their wins has seen them get double digits.
Pena a little late. Ball and a strike.
Bullpen up and going once again for Cincinnati.
Todd Jones. Tampa Bay let him go late in spring training, and he hooked on with Cincinnati. That's over the outside corner, 1-2. Fly ball belted deep left. Willie Mo Pena shows off his power. A long home run off Kyle Farnsworth. And just like that, it's a 3-run Cincinnati lead. It's 10-7.
That's the first home run of the year by Willie Mo, and he's driven in 2 today. He's been on base 4 times in his 5 at-bats. It looked like a hanging slider, and I don't think Willie Mo could hit Farnsworth's fastball. But he hangs a slider, and they go a long way normally, and this one goes on to Waveland.
So Kyle's troubles continue here into the 8th inning. Here's the Cincinnati catcher, Corky Miller. He's 0 for 3, but a bases-loaded walk gives him an RBI.
That's a second home run given up by Kyle in less than 5 innings of work.
That paints the corner, strike 1. Long way to go, folks. 6 outs left. Both teams punishing the baseball on a windy day. Kerry Wood and Corey Lytle tomorrow here on WGN. They'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. Back again Monday afternoon for the series wrap-up. Another shot down the left field line. That's trouble. And that's a fair ball. Moises Alou thought it was foul. So did Miller.
I think Moises Alou saw that ball hit the padding in the corner. And I'm not sure if Mike Riley, bear in mind there's 3 umpires down there.
And he's going to ask
now
for
they're
some
going to
help.
confer. That was a foul ball.
We can't see the ball hit the wall from our vantage point.
No, but I think Eric Cooper might have had the best look at it. He was a first base umpire. I think that ball hit off the padding, and eventually they've got to get it right and call it foul.
And that's all you can ask. Make the call, and then if you have a second guess, get some help from the rest of your crew. And Riley wisely did that. That corner, both in left and right from the broadcast booth, you can't see the fielders go into the corner. So once the ball gets to the edge, it disappears for us.
No, but you could see the fans, and you could see Moises Alou react to it, and you know that that ball hit the padding. And now they're going to talk to Jerry Narron. This has been a most unusual game, and Narron's going to come out to talk with Mike Riley, who started out as a second base umpire but becomes the third base umpire. But the best look was probably Eric Cooper, who had the best angle on it, and they did get it right.
That's all you can ask. And now Miller down, 2 strikes. Again, Chuck Merriweather left this ball game with a bout of food poisoning a couple of innings ago, so there are only 3 umpires on the field. 1 at first, 1 at third, and of course Buckner behind the plate. 2 strikes to Miller, bases clear, a home run for Willie Mo Pena, and that just missed.
He obviously ate in another city this morning.
No question. Fly ball center field. High sky, bright sunshine. Corey takes care of that. Miller's retired, 2 out. Is this Valentine?
I think so.
It is Javier Valentine batting for Reith. Reith went 2/3 of an inning. A walk, a hit, and a strike, and a couple of strikeouts. Ball 1 to Valentine. Dick Pohl running the Cubs with Dusty Baker's ejection. Jerry Narron for the Reds.
Valentine, a switch hitter.
That one to left. Alou slowing now, makes the play. A home run from Willie Mo Pena extends the Cincinnati lead to 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th.
Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Non-stop service to 59 destinations all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines from Chicago Midway to select cities in the Midwest for just $34 when you purchase by April 26th.
You are now free to move about the country.
How lucky can one guy be?
Allow me to slip into something more comfortable.
I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick?
Introducing the 2005 Nissan Altima with a comfortable new interior and a lease price of only $249 a month. Only $249 a month at your Nissan dealer now.
For all John Deere owners, there's a moment. It happens before the exclusive Edge cutting system delivers its first superior cut. Before you've put its legendary durability to the test. Long before you benefit from the at-home support of a dedicated dealer. It's the moment. Faded blue touches bright yellow for the first time. Visit your John Deere retailer today and experience the moment for as little as $14.99. Find out which John Deere is right for you at your authorized retailer.
Closed captioning for Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by Giordano's, celebrating 30 years of stuffing pizza for Chicago.
Veteran reliever Todd Jones on for the Reds now, who lead 10-7. First pitch swinging, Michael Barrett. That's off the glove of Castro. There's a break. Leadoff man aboard in the 8th for the Cubs, down 3 runs here at home.
That's a base hit. He did a good job of just getting to it. Barrett with pretty good speed. This would have been a tough play to right himself and get the throw off, so now it brings a tying run to the plate. And now hitting apparently in what C.B. Buckner thinks is the right spot in the batting order, Ramon Martinez.
I wonder if Ramon checked, hey, is this where I'm supposed to hit just to be safe?
Looking for that same double off the wall and left.
We'll take it. Shoots it toward right now to play. Strike 1. A slugfest at Wrigley Field. 17 runs, 28 hits combined today.
Todd Hollandsworth in the on-deck circle. And the Reds fresh out of left-handers in the pen.
And Todd represents the tying run as Jones kicks and misses upstairs to even it up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs trying to get to 6-4 on the year. Cincinnati atop the division at the moment at 5-3. Grounded toward the hole. Tough play, Castro. He'll throw to second for 1. The turn to first is a little late. Runner at first, 1 out. And Hollandsworth bats for Farnsworth.
It's a real good play by Juan Castro, showing you that he does have a whole lot of range, and they do get the out. Fortunately, they can't turn 2, but that was just by an eyelash. That allows you to still send the tying run to the plate.
Hollingsworth with a couple of home runs. And that one rifled out of play. Todd 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter, and that pinch hit home run against John Smoltz in Atlanta.
Todd Jones on for the 4th time, hasn't given up anything so far, much like the rest of that red pen. And if he can get through the 8th, then you turn it over to Danny Graves.
That's a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Todd Walker on deck. 10-7 Cincinnati. A wild 7th inning at Wrigley Field today.
Was a big home run by Willie Mo Pena, and then Danny Graves starting to loosen up. They wouldn't hesitate to extend him more than the 1 inning.
That one pops away, and Martinez will head into second base. Big play. It takes away the double play.
That goes as a pass ball, and it looked like Miller might have been crossed up on the play. He was setting up away. That ball drifted in, and the ball hit off the glove without hitting the dirt.
Ken Griffey Jr., the defensive captain in the Reds outfield, pointing at Adam Dunn, telling him where to relay the baseball, and that baseball's not going anywhere but out of the park. Oh, roped by Hollingsworth, and it's a 1-run game.
They keep trying to get inside on Hollingsworth, and if you get it low and in, he just crushes it. 3 home runs already. That pulls the Cubs within 1. The Cubs had 2 pinch home runs all of last year, and that ball down and in, you can't get by Hollingsworth. He hits it out in a hurry.
3 home runs for Hollingsworth. And it's a 1-run game now with Walker up with 1 out, bases cleared. Cubs are going to send Patterson, Sosa, Alou, Ramirez, and Lee up, you figure, 1 more time. Well, against whom will it come?
Hollingsworth only has 13 at-bats. And he has 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 home runs. From the Southwest Airlines, how far did it fly? 390 line drive feet.
2 strikes to Walker. That's a bit high. Patterson waiting on deck. Graves heating up in a hurry. The Cincinnati bullpen, which has been so good for so long, has been touched for 5 runs today. That's over the inside corner. Walker can't believe that. CB today might stand for can't believe this strike zone. 2 outs, bases empty.
Well, when both teams are a little unhappy with the umpiring, you have to figure that's inconsistent. He's saying that ball has the inside corner. Walker thought it was too far inside. The end result, there's 2 out, nobody on. But the Cubs trail by only 1. And Joe Borowski loosening up to come into this one.
Here's Patterson. 2 doubles, 2 runs today for Corey. That one floats in to even up the count. It would have been easy for this Cub team to bemoan their fate in the 7th. Instead, they've come back with 2 in that inning, 2 here in the 8th. You just hope that Pena home run doesn't come back to break your heart in the 9th. That's the difference at this point. Ball and a strike to Patterson. 1-2 now. Sammy waiting on deck. Jones thought that was good enough.
Well, he felt if he got it on Walker that he'd get it on Patterson. That's not the case.
You'd figure that would be the case. But it's a funny game today. 2-2. Corey swung at a ball out of the zone, and that retires the side. Cubs get 2 runs. A pinch hit home run from Todd Hollinsworth makes it a 1-run game with 1 inning of baseball left at Wrigley.
Here's the pitch. Fly ball to deep right field. Rounding first, going for second, going back to the wall. He's going to test his arm. Here's the throw. Safe.
The Volkswagen Spring Sales Drive is going on now. That means it's a really good time to get behind the wheel of your very own road-hugging, German-engineered Volkswagen. Each one is packed with cool features and backed by a 4-year, 50,000-mile limited warranty. And now, for a little while at least, you can get a new Jetta GL for just $189 a month. So see your local dealer soon, because like spring, this will be over before you know it.
Hey, sensor users, think you've got the best shave? Well, it just got better. 2 blades became 3. Introducing Gillette Sensor 3, the best sensor shave ever. So now, think 3. New Sensor 3 from Gillette.
Hi, I'm checking in. Hi, checking in. Checking in. Hi.
Good morning, sir. Checking in.
At Hotels.com, we check out a wide range of hotels, so you get exactly what you want in a hotel at the best price. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
See Wrigley Field like you've never seen it before. Take an official Wrigley Field tour. Visit the Cubs clubhouse, the dugout, the playing field, and more. It's a Cubs fan's dream come true. Call 773-404-CUBS today for ticket information and tour dates.
Wind blowing out at Wrigley Field, and indeed a wild offensive day today. We go to the 9th inning, and Joe Borowski, the Cub closer, to face D'Angelo Jimenez, who's been a royal pest again for the Reds. 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, including a 6th inning home run. And Joe misses with ball 2 high. 2-0 your count. Got to keep it at 1. Sosa, Alou, and Ramirez due up in the Cubs half of the 9th.
Borowski on for the 4th time, and he's struggled. He's quickly fallen behind 3-0. Last year that slider was exceptional, and this year he hasn't had real good command of it.
4 straight puts the Reds leadoff man on. So Castro is the Cincinnati hitter, and Sunday, April 25th, the Mets will be here at 1:20. The first 20,000 fans will get another scratch and win card. 100 of you will win a Mitchell & Ness Cooperstown Authentic Collection 1958 Ernie Banks road jersey. Compliments of MBNA. There's no purchase necessary. For complete rules, visit Wrigley or Cubs.com. Plan on arriving early for your chance to win compliments of MBNA. Here's Castro. Castro, a couple of hits and runs.
The Cubs are going to see Danny Graves in the 9th, and they're hoping to see him with just a 1-run deficit. But with the heart of the order coming up for the Reds, that becomes a difficult task.
High and away to Castro.
6 straight bad ones. 5 straight bad ones. Let's hope this is a good one.
Ramirez in on the grass, thinking about a bunt. There it is, but foul. 1-1 your count.
There's Danny Graves, will be looking for save number 5.
Game 10-9 right now, but some early plays you wish you had back. Cubs a couple of base running blunders early. That one a late strike, 1-2. Now it's Castro's turn to be unhappy.
He thought this slider was a little high.
Well, when you're on a knee, it's going to be high.
He tried to duck under it. Old Mickey Rooney trick.
Is there any other kind? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Popped up back toward us. Castro will keep the at-bat going.
Now that he's gotten to 2 strikes, you'd love to see the double play ground ball ahead of Ken Griffey, who's in the on-deck circle.
Again to first. The Cub trio of Sosa, Alou, and Ramirez have hit Graves relatively well in their major league matchups. 1 and 2. Again, he tries to bunt, and that one foul for a strikeout.
So that's in the what could you be thinking category. He's got a couple of hits today. And with 2 strikes, he obviously felt he could get it down. That couldn't have been the signal to him. So the Cubs get a break, and they'll take it.
But now you've got Griffey up. Griffey has faced Borowski once, and Joe struck him out. Again, the Cubs shift. 3 infielders on the right side of the diamond. Griffey.
Oh, that's good. That's
tries to bunt.
That's from the J.D. Drew school of let's get your power hitter bunting. Wind blowing out 1 billion miles an hour. And they've all got Brett Butler disease.
Funny game.
Well, keep on trying to lay it down, although it would be a base hit on the left side, and if he could bunt it hard enough, it'd be a double. I'm not sure he's worked on that too much.
Back door apparently not open. 1 ball, 1 strike. The man the Cubs would love to see come up against Graves is Derek Lee. He's 7 for 20 with 3 home runs in his career. He's due up 4th in the 9th. Junior fouls it away, and he's down to his last strike.
Well, I'd suggest trying to lay it down again.
Sure, why not? The 40,000 numbered crowd got their money's worth today, that's for sure.
It's been an exciting game.
Popped up left side. Can anybody catch up? Moises Alou slowing now, has room. He's got it. Junior pops out. But now you've got Sean Casey.
This is a fair ball, and Moises with plenty of time to run under this.
Casey hitting .411. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI today. And Joe keeps trying the back side of that plate. Again, he's denied by C.B. Buckner.
That was the staple of Joe Borowski last year. That slider he throws, but that one off the plate.
Dunn waits next. Let's worry about him tomorrow. 1 ball, no strikes. Line toward third. Ramirez, look what he found. Late throw to second, ball dropped.
I think that's a play that you have to make to first base, because with the defense the way it was and Walker pulled around in the hole, it took him a long time to get to second base. That was just a bad decision on the part of Ramirez.
Casey's one of the slowest guys in our league.
Casey can't run. You got all kinds of time. Just make the throw to first base, but you see how long he's got to wait to make the throw to second. And I would assume this would have to be an error on Ramirez. We'll take a look again and we'll see. It is an error on Ramirez.
So fielder's choice E5 brings up Dunn with 2 outs and 2 on. He could make it real tough with a base hit here. Dunn is 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored.
Get him out and you give the Cub offense a real good chance against Danny Graves.
Got the big sluggers up with the wind blowing out. You can't ask for any better opportunity. 1-1 to Dunn. Ball 2. Friel waiting on deck. Cincinnati leading 10-9 in the ninth. Two and two now.
Hands up on their feet, knowing if they can get by Dunn, they'll have a real good shot in the ninth.
Crowd on its feet, the pitch.
He can't get that backdoor slider called. And again, that's how Borowski had the great year last year. It is off the plate, there's no doubt about it.
And then a much better angle. 3-2, runners go, and he missed again. Same spot. Ball 4, they're loaded with 2 outs. Has Joe had a 1-2-3 inning yet this year?
I don't think so. He would have been out of this, but as it is, bases are loaded. And the guy who's probably hit the ball the hardest, or as hard as anybody in this lineup, Ryan Friel, steps up. He's got a couple of hits, and the Cubs have retired him 3 times, all of them on line drives.
Borowski earned his first save of the year on opening day against the Reds. He worked an inning, struck out 2, but walked 2. That's about as well as he's throwing the ball. So he's got a real mess here in the top of the ninth. Banks full for Friel, who's got a couple of hits and an RBI. He's hit safely in 7 of 8. He shows bunt. Did he go? They'll ask for an appeal at first, and Eric Cooper says he didn't swing.
Well, he said that he drew the bat back, and Jimenez would have gotten picked off third base. I have no idea where he was going. But with 2 outs, you're not going to use a suicide. He does pull the bat back, and Jimenez is 20 feet off third base. He's starting to come.
Barrett was appealing. Had he looked to his left, you're right, they would have had a shot. Popped up. Walker going out. Sosa coming in. Sammy's got the glasses gleaming, and Borowski's out of the ninth. Sammy Sosa, Moises Alou, Aramis Ramirez, and we hope Derek Lee coming up. One last chance for the Cubs at home.
Rachel, take it easy.
This is a tattoo.
Speaking of easy, your little men are going to get scored on more times than your sister.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Which sister?
Next Friends. Tonight at 6 on WGN.
On the next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Well, why don't you call my mom, Mom?
Yeah. Ray gives Deborah the mother of all requests.
How are you, Ma? Reed.
On the next, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Tonight at 6:30 on WGN.
The all-new Dodge Durango. With 5-star, the highest frontal crash test rating. And all-new power. All-new room. All-new ride. All-new interior. All-new capability. All-new capacity. 1 part power, 1 part comfort. The all-new Dodge Durango.
Now exceptionally well-qualified buyers can get an all-new base Durango for $349 a month for 39 months with $613 down.
Hi, you guys. Wiener World. What's going on? Yeah, Wiener World. No? Hi, guys.
dogs love Pepsi. Pepsi loves hot dogs. Pepsi. It's the cola.
Get ready to use your imagination at Rosemont Theater April 22nd through the 25th. Tickets are on sale now at the box office and all Ticketmaster locations.
Well, Harry used to say you can't beat fun at the old ballpark, and I would imagine, Stoney, this is the kind of game he had in mind. A slugfest, the big boppers coming up in the ninth, down a run against the opponent's closer.
Well, Danny Graves is a closer. He's less than overpowering, but he's had great success in that role. He's 4 for 4 in save situations. Last year they experimented with him as a starter. He went 4 and 15 with a 5.33 ERA. He's back in the bullpen, but he's got to go right through the heart of the order for the Cubs, nursing a 1-run lead.
So Sosa to work, looks at a strike. Sosa, Alou, Ramirez, and Lee have all had pretty good success against Danny Graves. Now, we've got some outfield defensive changes. We'll tell you about those in a moment. That's inside. Friel is not playing third base. Castro is.
Olmedo's playing short.
One ball, one strike to Sammy. Outside corner.
Well, bear in mind, this could come into play. It's been a very generous outside corner from C.B. Buckner. And in the ninth inning, after all these pitches, I'm sure the Cubs are well aware of that.
Oh, Sammy had a good cut. It's out of play.
Well, Graves hung a slider, and that one was right down the middle, and unfortunately, Sammy fouled it straight back.
Willie Mopena's in left field now. Friel's in right with Castro and Olmedo, the left side of the red infield. They hug the line. The 1-2 to Sosa is again popped out of play. Let's reset it. Pena, Griffey, and Friel in the Reds outfield. Castro at third, Olmedo at short, Jimenez and Casey at second and first, respectively. Sosa in the batter's box. Danny Graves looking to save a wild 10-9 game. One and two. What a job by our WGN crew today. Special thanks to Pete Toma, our producer, Skip Ellison, our director, Mark Brady, our associate producer, our executive producer of WGN Sports, Bob Borwald, our booth AD, Angie Andocchio, and our studio coordinator at WGN, PJ Crochelle. Line down the left field line and over the Cub bullpen.
That was a pretty good catch on a vicious line drive. This one hooking foul. And a guy brings his glove and it pays dividends.
Well, Troy Hawkins ducking out of the way, and wisely so.
Castro is right on the line, playing no doubles with Sosa.
2-2. Just missed, and I mean by an eyelash. Full count, and it's a guessing game for the men on the mound today.
I don't think he wanted to call Sammy out on this one. And looked a little low.
3-2. High fly ball belted right field. Friel back. Track wall. He's tied with Ernie. .512 as a Cub. Now the Cubs try to win it with Alou, Ramirez, and Lee up. The Reds bullpen really has given it up today. There's another fly ball. Deep left. Cubs have come back to win it. I don't believe it. bedlam at Wrigley Field as Moises Alou, his second homer of the day, wins it for the Cubs in back-to-back historic fashion.
It's only fitting that Sammy would tie it to right field. And Moises, who had a great day offensively, would win it. The Cubs go back-to-back again. They did it in the third inning with Alou and Ramirez. They did it for the fourth time this year in dramatic fashion here in the ninth. And the Cubs knocked the Reds from first place with this blast off the bat of Moises Alou, who along with Ramirez had 4 hits today. What an offensive onslaught. And in the end, the Cubs had the last at bat and the last laugh.
The Cubs score 7 runs against the supposedly invincible Cincinnati bullpen today. They come back with 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, as Sosa and Alou go back-to-back. And Moises, you've been around a long time. Do you remember a game ever like this one at Wrigley Field today?
Well, only being a Cub for this is my 3rd year, but I never seen anything like that. It was a great game. We kept coming back, and the guys did a hell of a job. I mean, Holly came back, got a big pinch hit home run. Sammy tied the game up, and then I hit the game winning. But everybody, Aramis Ramirez did a great job. He's swinging the bat real well. I think Mitre did a very good job too, because he had a pretty tough couple of innings at the beginning, but he settled down and he kept the score close.
Moises, this is a Cub team built on power, and you guys have 6 guys in the middle of that order that can hit a home run at any time. That's got to benefit all of the hitters, where you keep the pressure on the opposing pitcher. He can't get a breather.
I think so. You know, everybody keeps talking about our pitching staff, and it's pretty good. It's great. And but we do have some guys that can really swing the bat, and we showed that today.
Moises, in that crazy 7th inning, when the lineup card situation took place, what was the mood in the dugout? Did you guys know immediately what happened? And when you did figure it out, what did you guys say?
To tell you the truth, I don't really know what really happened. But you know, everybody was pretty upset. You know, it took a double from a guy coming off the bench. It would have been a nice run for us, but you know, this team really showed some character coming back the way we did it.
What does it mean when it starts to heat up, Moises? I know all hitters love warm weather. Most pitchers like cold weather, so if they can get it in on you guys, your hands are buzzing. But the last 2 days has been as hot of April days as I've seen in Chicago.
This is unbelievable, you know. Let's keep it a little quiet so it can stay warm like this. And you've seen it because, you know, we had a really hard time swinging the bat. The first day was pretty cold. There's a couple of guys coming from different teams, and this is the first time they've been playing in the cold weather. And you can see, you know, Sammy, Aramis, myself, and a lot of the guys, you know, they really like the warmer weather better. And we really showed it the last 2 games.
Well, Moises, look around these stands. Look at these fans. You guys sent them home happy today. One of the most incredible games we've seen in a long time, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more like this, buddy. Great job.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow. Cubs have won their 3rd in a row. They'll be talking about this game for a long time. First, Sammy Sosa, his historic blast, number 512 as a Cub, tying it with Ernie Banks on the all-time Cub list. And then a moment later, Moises Alou takes Danny Graves out of the ballpark. A back-to-back job for the 2nd time today as the Cubs beat the Reds in heart-stopping fashion with 2 in the 9th. 11-10, the unbelievable final score. More from Wrigley in just a moment.
Financial services. We're looking on only 3 points.
Reduction long-term receivables.
the luxurious Hyundai XG350L. With America's best warranty. It's getting noticed in more ways than one.
The party has started at Wrigley Field, and it will probably end at Steve Stone's house sometime a little later on tonight as the Cubs pound away on the Cincinnati bullpen, scoring 7 times over the game's final 4 innings as the Cubs earn their second victory this season when trailing entering the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, the Cubs have now hit 21 home runs as a team, and the Bud play is Moises Alou, his second of the day. He drove in 3. Aramis Ramirez drove in 5.